Good evening to everybody. Peace to the gods and the earths. We here. This is our first episode of Preme'S Podium. If you've been a frequent follower of the Unconfused Morning Show, that you know that Preme'S Podium is kind of a spinoff from the show, another segment, the opportunity to allow me to explain my story. A lot of the people that I'll be having on as guests are people that I have in relationships with, people that I've built with, and people that have a voice of their own. You know, that's why I call it Preme'S Podium. I want to be able to give somebody their platform to be able to speak. And my purpose of doing this is, at this point, I'm 31. I'll be 32 in December, and I got kids of my own. And a lot of times, unfortunately, I just end up going through COVID. You know what I'm saying? And during that time of just being quarantined, being by myself, it made me think that, you know, no one will be able to tell my story, anyone else's story that I have a business with, as far as our story, the way that we're going to be able to tell it. And I don't want a lot of other people telling my story, because something's going to get convoluted, something get twisted. It's almost like playing telephone when you're in school. You know, by the time that message get around the whole class, that message is distorted. So the person that I have on today is a very, very close friend of mine, a brother of mine, been through hella shit, regular life wise, athletic wise, you know, but during that time of quarantine, I end up thinking, like, God forbid what something happens to me. I'm from Baltimore, right? My woman is from Chicago. So if anything happens to me, God forbid, her home base is Chicago, my home base is Baltimore. I met Mike in Georgia. If my woman decides to go back to home base, then that means that nobody that resides in the state I've been in for the past over 15 years would know nothing about this young man. You feel me? They would only know, like, and what happens if him or his sister or his mama or whoever recognizes them and they want to speak. They're like, well, who are you? I don't want that story with my legacy. I want to be in control of my own legacy. I want, at any given moment of life, my child is able to click a button and be able to hear their daddy voice. My child is able to see their daddy. My child is able to hear the thoughts that their daddy thought of. You feel me? I want to be in complete control of that. So that's just my opening for the whole reason of what Preme'S Podium is, what this thing is about to be. I'm on a whole new, I gotta give a shout out to the gods. This is a 5% for those who may not know. And that's where I'm just gaining knowledge of self at the end of the day, y'all. You feel what I'm saying? So with gaining knowledge of self, it's all about spreading the word. It's all about bringing other people close in, to create something powerful, to create something beautiful. So with that being said, we about to go ahead and introduce a god, someone that I see as a legend. He's a legend in my eyes. For anybody out there that's ever been experienced with me on that hoop shit, ass I may have bust, you know, dimes I may have dropped real nice, real smooth, like, you know, shit like that. Something like, I got that shit from this young man that I'm about to bring on this show. And this man, I feel, is a legend. A local legend, a Long Beach legend, however you want to slice this shit. And I'm proud to call him my little bro. So I'm about to go ahead and bring him on here.
Hey, 100, man. What's good,
What's your
big
name?
bro,
Where
man?
you from?
What's
We're going to start
good?
with the
What's
basics. Give me
good?
your name, where you from.
What's good, man? It's Mike Anthony, man. I'm from Long Beach, California, man. Moved out here, or moved to Georgia. That's where I reside currently or whatever. When I was 14, 15,
Uh-oh,
you
hold on.
know.
You kind of staticky. Am I staticky?
Yeah.
I am
That was
staticky?
definitely the case. It is.
Uh-oh,
It
it
is.
might be my Wi-Fi. Hold on, y'all. Bear with me. Hold on. Technical.
Okay.
Give me 1 minute. Oh, I see
My
what it is.
man.
I got
My
y'all. Hold
man.
tight. I
You're in
got
the
y'all.
show. Okay, we checking. My dude.
Hold on, y'all. bear with me. Hey, look, what we about to do? I'm so gutter with it. I'm so gutter with this shit, y'all. I'm using my woman iPad. I'm about to call her right now while we on live. Because I'm so gutter with it. So raw and authentic. We're so raw and authentic. We ain't about to play no games with it. We gonna get to the bottom of this because we need this motherfucking connection and we ain't even about to play with it. Hold on, God.
My God.
Hold on, God.
My God.
Yo, we doing all this live. We doing all this shit live. Fuck it.
Hey, man,
Fuck
that's
it.
super cool.
Fuck it.
That's super cool. Super cool. Super cool.
Hey, babe. Hey, your iPad is connected from the hotspot. I'll cut it Go to Wi-Fi or oh shit. Ain't that all right, bad. You talking about like the cloud of the joint, like that off? Cut it off. Cut it off. Your man live, man. Yeah,
Man, this is
we trying to
live
get to the bottom of this shit because we gotta get this interview right for Mike. Something right.
with the guy.
Damn, that shit rhyme, nigga. Need to be a motherfucking rapper.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Hey, babe, hold up. Hey, babe, this shit. Oh, we got it. Can you hear me? Am I clear? Say something. You say something, Mike.
You heard here. You heard here, bro.
God damn it. All right, babe. Let me call you back. Can you hear me? Am I static?
I got you. Heard here. I got you heard here. Now
well,
it's
maybe
clear.
the you static.
The possibly. Most definitely possible.
So
but yeah, I can
could
hear
be
you
your
clear. It's the vision. It's the visuals. It's the visuals. It's the visuals. That's a little.
God.
Hey,
y'all bear with us.
But
y'all.
it could be the Wi-Fi here, but I'm not really sure what difficulties we noticing.
Hey, yo, hold up. We gonna get this together, y'all. I promise you. That's what we gonna do. Hold up. Rain don't stop nothing but dry weather, God. Yeah.
Hey, like
rain
that?
don't stop
Like
nothing
that?
but dry weather. We about to get watch this.
Okay, I made a little.
Watch this shit, y'all. Hold up. I got something for y'all. Yeah, I got something for y'all.
I made a little adjustment if that's anything too.
My brother's keeper. Yes, I am. Fuck is y'all talking about, man? That's the bro. That's the bro.
I'm honored to be here, man. I'm honored. I'm honored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
We got a good 3 minutes come off that thing.
All right, we good. Yeah.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
All right.
10 minutes we done shared. Some good Yeah, sheesh. Good 10 minutes with the guy himself. Quite crispy. Yeah, we here. Again, I'm thankful to be here. Thankful to speak. Thankful to, you know what I'm saying, serve up a little presence if that, you know.
All right, say something. I'm on Wi-Fi. I ain't on nothing else. You good? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we heard here. I got you.
Damn, you still static, yo. It gotta be your Wi-Fi.
Still static. Quite possibly. I'm really not on it right now. I made the adjustment to get off of it, but if ain't nothing changed, it is what it is.
Do me one favor. Just one favor. Try to click out and then click back in and see if I can hear you better.
All right.
Yeah, I apologize, y'all. We're gonna get this all the way together. I promise y'all. We're gonna get this all the way together because this is something that I need. This is something I feel is gonna be therapeutic. Anybody that's in here knows, you know what I'm saying, who it is that I'm doing this interview with. Please make sure that you tell somebody. Shut the door for me, baby, whenever you go back. All right, say something out.
We here.
Damn. I take the AirPods. Try that.
It could definitely be that. Give me a second.
We're gonna get to
the joints I make moves in, the ones I move around in. They're a little different in my life. We got any difference here?
Hold up. Let me check all mics. Let me make sure all mics on.
Now we light here. What's good?
Audio.
I ain't really hearing you too clear. But it's more.
How do I sound?
God
do
damn,
I sound staticky?
What's up?
Do I sound staticky?
Nah, it's low. It's low.
It's low?
It's low. What I'm sounding like? Sheesh. Brody. We in here, my guys are doing this thing. Excuse me. Look, you really got me. We probably should start it all the way over because I'm trying to be, you know what I'm saying, appropriate for this motherfucker right now. You know what I'm saying? I like the look on the other end, but you know what I'm saying, as far as myself, you know, I'm trying to be as present as possible. You know what I mean?
Can you hear me? Say something.
Heard.
Say something.
Heard. Look. Good to go? All right, bet that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Finally.
Of course. We got a, you know, excellent introduction from the guy himself, you know what I'm saying? King Premium, you know what I'm saying? He do things of the premium quality and such, but you know what I'm saying? I'm here on I don't want to say on my low ball or even on my high note, you know what I'm saying? I'm just, you know, here as I am. And, you know, I couldn't be more appreciative to share this stage with you or whatever, man. And, you know what I'm saying? Even, you know, in this moment, I'm already sparked to, you know, a total different mind frame, a total different height. Whereas, you know, I notice presenting myself, you know what I'm saying, sometimes it just won't do. But, you know what I'm saying, ultimately I'm here for you, here, you know what I'm saying, to get this story out, you know what I'm saying, as it is. But, you know how I do. I like to rock regular. I like to, you know what I'm saying, come up a little bit special, you know what I mean, and all them type of things. But, you know, again, being here with the King Premium, you know what I'm saying, I ain't going to say it slipped my mind or nothing, but I thought I could hold my own. You feel me? I thought I could, you know what I'm saying, come up here and be type decent. type, you know what I'm saying, type spectacular, you know what I'm saying, even in my lowly state. But you know what I'm saying, I love what you got going on. I love how you looking, man, and I'm ready to get into it.
Good shit. Good shit.
Good
All
shit,
right, so
good
we'll
shit.
start with some of the basics. I definitely don't want to ramble on my own. I want your voice to be heard and to get your story out more than anything. So let's go back to square one. Where you from? How did you grow up? What was childhood like for you?
Boy, when I like to get to it, man, it's really for me, you know, it's broken down into dimensions, man. We got four different homes. We got, you know, that would suggest four different locations, you know what I'm saying? But being, you know, from Long Beach, California, we got plains, we got we got flatlands, you know what I'm saying? Like you see in these spaces and it's just like it's unbelievable. But for me, you know, I chose to stay inside myself and recognize everything that was within myself and, you know, just move accordingly because, you know, as I said before, life was changing. The environments was changing, the situations, circumstances. And I thought the best thing I could do, you know, was to stay inside myself, you know, seeing all those different stages or whatever is what I would call them. But ultimately, you know, I still never really found a place to settle, but, you know, with people, you know, great people comes, you know what I'm saying, this sense of comfort, you know what I mean? And, you know, growing up throughout all of that, man, it was stretching. It was stretching. And so I went ahead and, you know, just tried to get as solid as I could and remain a part of whatever environment I was blessed to be a part of and whatever group I was allowed to, you know what I'm saying, share the stages with, you know what I'm saying? And ultimately it gave me a lot to actually, you know, take in and, you know what I'm saying, kind of maturate myself with. But ultimately, man, life as a child, you know, it was nothing of my own to be, you know, if I could put it anyway. But that is what it is.
So when you say something about, you were in your environment and you just kind of basically in a sense rolled with the punches but kind of stayed out the way, all in a sense.
Most definitely.
And from what I
Most
understand
definitely.
and kind of the stigma out there, Long Beach is a place that basically is like a Crip town, right? Like
I
from
mean,
everybody,
most
Snoop
definitely
Dogg. Yeah, Snoop Dogg is
it's
real
got
big
its own
known,
name, you know.
LBC, Vince Staples. Anytime he speaks, he definitely mentions Long Beach. So how was that for you being a kid and staying away from that gang life growing up in like a Crip infested basically neighborhood?
And that's the part to it, man. When we talk about it, it's like Long Beach is Long Beach. And by that time, you know, when I was growing up, Long Beach was a deal. You know what I'm saying? Like not many people was gonna make it out to be anything that wasn't stereotypical or, you know, wasn't, you know what I'm saying, really was impactful. You know what I'm saying? Like you couldn't be you really couldn't be what you thought you were. And even if you wanted to be, you know what I'm saying, you know, growing up the way I did, it was like, yeah, I don't think I want to, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you take what you invited into, or, you know what I'm saying, you go off the word of your elders and things of that nature. But by the time I was growing up in the 90s, you know what I'm saying, we done had all of the gang culture, you know, the Snoop Dogs and all that good stuff. So yeah, it was running into that, and, you know, or running to a basketball court, or, you know, running into a class, or running into somebody else's home, you know what I'm saying, just to stay away from stuff. It's like you had to find your area, you had to find your circumference, you had to find, you know, your radius to work off of. And, you know what I'm saying, ultimately it is what it is. Majority of it that you hear is, you know, is accurate, it's correct, it comes as it does. But, you know, being there, you know, growing up and being a part of it, I seen, you know, the extra extents and all those things. But most definitely, like, it is what it is, like, no question.
Mm. So when you were going through that, was it something that you felt like you were going through alone? Did you have any older siblings, any big cousins, anybody that like showed you the ropes? You know what I'm saying? Somebody that was like a big homie to you that kind of taught you the ways of the streets that you can kind of remember that kept you safe and out of danger?
Most definitely. It was plenty of people. You know what I mean? I as I said before, you know, I went into myself because I could, right? Being that these people knew the environments and they knew what they had going on and all that type of stuff. Like they knew how they wanted to circuit. I was able to, you know, stand aside them, or, you know, just kind of be to myself, or be appropriate for the circumstance, given everybody talk, everybody listen, everybody what I'm saying, remain active, everybody stay busy in their own rights and their own ways. And so I did the same, but I was always playing as player two, or just kind of being a part of some things, what I'm saying. So ultimately, of course I got showed the way, of course I got knowledge instilled in me, of course I took in a lot of different a lot of different circumstances that I was either ready for or overly prepared for. But ultimately, it gave me a massive perspective, and I just made sure that I kept it, civilized. Like I kept it, I kept my diameters like very large, very, my circumference very large. So it was what it was, and you know, even to this day, I still feel like that's the reason why I continue to fight so hard to search for myself, because I did have all of those influential people, and those people who knew what they was doing, knew how they wanted to get around, and make sure they was make sure they was straight.
Mm. So is it just you? Like it seems like you have like a pretty good family, right? Is it just you? You got any siblings? Like, or how many, or
Yeah,
if any?
I got a couple of siblings. I kind of resonate with my little one, my little sister or whatever, but I do got two older siblings, both a decade older than me, so they was definitely out there. The parentals was different for them, so they moved different, they operated different, but like I was saying, when you got to get put into your groups or whatever, you find out, that everybody is talking, everybody is doing what they do. And so, when we would come into those fashions, like I would see my family and they would show out, what I'm saying? They would do what they got to do in front of the family, like, what I'm saying? But, outside of them, it was like I moved along, and then I found that they were kind of coursing through me in my own right whenever I put myself into a situation. So it was like,
Hmm.
of course I got them. Of course I got my family, and that guidance or whatever, right? So it's kind of odd, but even so, I would say I wish I had them, closer to me. I wish I had them more more active in my life. But I understand what Long Beach was, where you got to get active, stay active, and remain active. Like, so it just is what it is, man. But yeah, I definitely got siblings, a pair of older siblings, and then my young one. That's the one that I'm closest to.
Okay. And from me knowing, obviously, to the viewers or whatever, I actually know you. I'm asking some of these questions for the people who may not know, just to help them um
For sure,
get an
for
insight.
sure.
And from what I understand, you and your sister were the ones that was able to take the basketball thing to a collegiate level. So, shout out to both y'all for that. Shout out to little sis. I love you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Cam's
yeah,
still here.
yeah,
You already
yeah,
know what it is. But yeah, I just
yeah,
wanted to touch on
yeah.
that real quick. Okay. All right. So with that being said,
Most definitely.
with that being said, it's obvious, and for anybody that knows you around this area, anyone who may know you or your family, even from where y'all are from, it's fair to say that y'all are a basketball family, right? Like it's fair to say that literally an upbringing. I know for me personally, I wasn't there when Mike was the age of Amber, the story I'm about to tell his sister. Shout out to little Amber. You see what I'm saying? Coppin State representative. You see what I'm saying? Went out there and did her dirt and got her
Incredible,
buckets
yeah.
and assists and dimes and whatever like that. And we love you for it. Don't
Right.
you ever forget that shit. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying? We here,
yeah,
God body.
yeah,
But anyway,
yeah.
um, I remember there was a time that I spent the night at this young man's house, and I was about 16, 17, something like that. Um, and it had to be like seven something in the morning. It had to be like seven, maybe late seven, early eight, something like that in the morning. And I'm sleep downstairs, and I hear a basketball outside. So I wake up and I look, and I see Mike is knocked the fuck out, right? So now I'm wondering who the fuck is bouncing this goddamn ball. I go to a room that's downstairs in a spot where you can see out the front, right? You can see out the front. I see in the driveway there's about 8 cones set up side by side, and I see little Amber Amber at this time is maybe in 4th, 5th grade. She's out there late 7, 8 o'clock in the morning dribbling that ball with her dad, the OG. I love you, Pops. With her dad out there giving her the business. Just for when about 11 to 12 o'clock to hit, they got to take this nigga, this god, to Emory University so he can go do a showcase for himself. All of this shit is transpiring in the same fucking Saturday, people. And it ain't even fucking noon yet. You hear me? When I tell you the cerebralness that these people have attained for that game of basketball, a lot of things, shout out to my man, Coach Dave. Shout out to George Excel.
Okay.
Shout out to my grandma. Shout out to my grandma. You hear me? The one that introduced me to basketball. It wasn't my dad. It wasn't no uncle. It was my grandma. You hear me? Shout out to my grandma for introducing me to this game. But this young man right here, I was at a point to where I used to ask him for his tapes. His dad recorded every game with him, his daughter, siblings. I think it started with Mikey because I don't want to misquote. I think it started with Mikey and then it moved to Amber. I don't think Big Bro got as much footage video-wise. But when I tell y'all this man was at every game recording his kids, I went to this young man's house, sat down on a couch. Dad would play the film and would stop the film mid-play and ask him, "What are you supposed to do?"
We there.
I'm giving this story so that y'all get. Hold on. I got the tag for it. Oh, it's story time, niggas.
Most definitely.
It's story time. That's how serious this young man was with basketball. That's how serious his family was with the sport of basketball. And they was able to give me something in my spirit, in my soul, you hear me? That my grandma introduced to me as a young kid. Definitely. They was able to give me that and recontort my brain and look at this shit a completely different way.
Yes.
They did that. The Griffin family. Shout out to them.
Shout out to them. Right.
Back to the main point. I just had to set that segue. So being a basketball family, what was that like? Was it stressful growing up as a kid? Is it something that you disliked that you were forced to like, or was it something you naturally liked?
And the craziest part is I can't even like resonate with that area of my life. You know what I'm saying? Like when I hear you talk and how you make mention of it all, and how you get a perspective that's outside of myself, it's like it's like I really don't know what to call it, but it's like I'd rather remove myself from my inner being when that type of stuff happens, and just kind of like wish I could be parallel to you, you know what I'm saying? Because I never seen it that way, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you have it all, right? You got the whole parameter. And for myself, it was never that. It was always a driving force. Like, well, I know that this is something that we do. This is something we excel at, and I'm pretty much made of this. You know what I'm saying? So when you say it like how you say it, but when you preface it with the story time, it's like damn, like I wish and I apologize for cursing, but I wish I could.
Oh no, you good, Ken.
Kind of had that perception because I want to say I ain't even gonna say I'm burnt out because I'm not burnt out, but I work my job to the bone, for this game or whatever, and it shaped me into something totally different. Where not to say I feel like I am the basketball of the family, but it's just like I know that whatever foundation it was that you can recognize, like I've definitely transcended that. I took it up so many different notches that I got to see the world for what it is. You know what I mean? And so like calling them a basketball family, I would say, right. Calling them a basketball family for myself after, going through what I went through, it's like, they you know what I'm saying? They did what they did. They played the game. They you know what I'm saying? But I don't think they really, ever made it themselves. They never made it right. They never made it their life. And so, like I would say that I would be the start of it, but then that goes back to the competitive forces that is the Griffin family. And we forever everything and constantly competing and constantly, gotta show our face and show our abilities and things of that nature. So yeah, man. As far as being a basketball family, I couldn't say that. I think we are a sports family, though. We are people who, are interested in the culture and, being well at all the different games of life. But basketball was just something that we really, took a liking to and ultimately, exceeded at in a lot of different areas. So yeah, man, I don't know. I'm totally different on that viewpoint, but basketball was definitely a part of a part of what we did on a regular.
Okay. Now I want to take a quick moment for those who may not know. I respectfully, but I want to be able to show some of the people. I'm not able to do it from the screen that we have present, but I want to be able to show some of the people what it is that you and your family do, and why it is that I feel the sentiment, and then we're gonna go through another segment and we're gonna touch on that. So.
Right. For sure, for sure, for sure, for sure.
That's Mike with the ball. Watch the pull up though. Watch the pull up game. Oh my God!
We taking it out.
Wow! Oh my God! Oh my God! Listen, y'all. As I'm showing y'all this, I'm about to give y'all another story. Hold up, where my shit at? Come on, man. That's them playing against Baylor right there, not the mid-range. Oh my God. Oh my God. That is a lost art, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, side note, for all my young brothers out there that is in this game of basketball, I get it. From my time, we've had two huge waves of niggas doing shit that they had no business goddamn doing. First was the LeBron era when every nigga who at least could rim graze thought that he was just about to tear everything down.
Facts.
Hold up, where's my whistle? Hold up, hold up, y'all. I got something. Hold up, I got something for y'all. Y'all hold
My
tight.
man say every nigga that could rim grave was tearing shit down.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Hey, babe, where my whistle at?
And that's, man, come on, man. I just.
Listen, y'all. I can't even find my whistle, and I don't want y'all to get caught up with all that music in there. But
I
I'm
ain't
about to
even
be
trying
back.
to
Y'all
be
about to
taken
see
up.
me.
I'm just. It's just
Y'all about to see me on the screen in a minute. I'm gonna just get my fucking foul. I was looking for my whistle. Those of y'all that are tuned in with the Unconfused Morning Show, y'all know when people do some shit that's out of line, I blow that fucking whistle. That's one foul. That's one foul on the rim grazers. All you rim grazing ass niggas who was trying to bang shit. You trying to cock that motherfucker, yo, dumbass. No, sir. Second phase was the Steph Curry era. None of you shooting motherfuckers. Y'all out there taking the y'all rapping. No, sir, buddy. Y'all so fucking lucky I ain't got this fucking whistle. Y'all so lucky. Steph Curry and LeBron, I love both of them, and I'm definitely not trying to use y'all name for clout, but Jesus Christ. Y'all fucked the game up, bro. Y'all fucked the game up for these young niggas. These young niggas start getting shit all the way fucked up. What this young man just did in that last clip that I showed y'all, jab, call for the screen, ow, one dribble, maybe two dribbles, pull up.
Look.
Elbow. The elbow, I promise y'all, the elbow
Don't
great
call me
friend of yours. The elbow would be a great friend. But anyway, back to the other thing. So as we watch that video, we see that your cerebral, your process, the way that you break the game down, whether it's consciously or subconsciously, right? Because some of this stuff you may have been doing and it's so natural to you, you don't even know you doing it. What was that life like now as you get into your teenage life? You know, you may be 12, 13, you starting to realize like, okay, I kind of got that Bruce Leroy glow. I might be able to, I'm cooking a few niggas out here. Like, what was that like?
Dog, and this is the part, for me where it gets solid, right? I could go through all the other joints, you know what I mean? The growing up and, just seeing the world and all that type of stuff. But this is an area that I grew, roots in. You know what I'm saying? So when you say, and when you segue into the way into basketball or into my, teenage life, you know what I'm saying, you utilizing that sport, like it was a difference. It was like, oh well, I was just showing, the Garden of Eden, or I was just, giving a gateway to this whole new world, this whole new world, right? Where I could remain in control and I could manipulate. I could, you know what I'm saying, be worth some shit, or I'm sorry for cursing, but I could be worth something, or I could,
Nah,
you know what
you
I'm saying,
good, God.
I could take a back seat, you know what I mean? And it's dependent on, what's going on the floor. You know what I'm saying? So for me growing up into the teenage life, it was definitely trial and error, right? I would succeed in a lot of different areas, but it was like, yo, certain elements of my game that I was like trying to harness on were too fresh. It was I couldn't even bring them back to, you know what I'm saying, make mention on, and we build on it. It was like, well, I'm just gonna have to exercise that ability, that I have to myself because nobody else could recognize it. Then, then like different mindsets and all those different things, it ultimately gave me a space where I was like, okay, well, I thought, this space was consumed by my whole family, but ultimately this just me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm the one who really got this thing, like, you know what I'm saying, like pedaling, like, you know what I'm saying? And when I say that, it's a play on words because, I'm talking about stemming up and then my rose petals bloom, or, you know what I'm saying, whatever petal I'm holding is blooming. You get what I'm saying? So I'm thinking it was, me carrying the ball or me, just rolling with the avalanche, right? But it's nothing of that nature. It's I'm rooted in this game. I'm really, somebody who's gonna stick to this, and I'm gonna have to make best with whatever people water this area with. So as a teenager, it was like I couldn't
Yeah,
even
how old
use
are
it.
you? If you don't mind
Like
me, if you don't mind me, if you don't mind me interrupting real quick, how old were you? What you're referring to right now?
right
How old were you when this is happening?
around this time, I'm 12 or 13, right? 11, I had
Okay.
hit that threshold, and that's when I hit the door. But when I'm talking about like, okay, well, this is my person. It was 12, 13, and it was like ain't nobody around it. I can't use it for my pop's purpose. What he told me he did it for. I definitely can't
Mm.
do it like my brother do it because that man is a total different monster. He's a beast. And then it was like, I'm well off. I'm very skillful. I'm very like, all of these different things, but I couldn't even put back into myself. So that's the part of the teenage life that I like to tie in, where it's like I got all of these abilities, I got all of this freshness, I got all of this new land that I could work on, but I don't have the materials to fuel it and just make it blossom as much as I could. So I'm on the court all the time, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm a basketball player by this time. I'm playing at 6 in the morning before school. I'm playing at 3:30 after
Mm.
school. I'm playing, you know what I'm
Mm.
saying, 6 o'clock at the, with the homies or whatever who didn't make the basketball team. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm playing and I'm doing it all the time. Like I'm not doing it because of the lifestyle, that that's around the area. You know what I'm saying? So it's either you on the court or you in the house for myself. You know what I'm saying? But I knew a ton of people, so it just was what it was. But where I could find myself was on the basketball court. It was like, okay, I'm using my mind, I'm using my body, I'm using my spirit,
Mm.
I'm using everything on this stage. You know what I'm saying? So that glow that you talking about, like a lot of people would talk about it, but I still hadn't felt it until I went to college. It was totally different. But ultimately, I
Mm.
was just saying all that to say, like, that's when I found myself, and the life of being a teenager was nothing to me. Like being a basketball player meant nothing. Being in the classroom meant nothing. Being, you know what I'm saying, holding pieces and running, you know what I'm saying, into people's cribs and all that, like it wasn't nothing. Like it was all just like, as long as I'm inside this vessel and I recognize the decisions I'm making, I'm noticing, what's happening in the environments that I'm in, like that's what matters because that's when I'm using my complete consciousness. I'm using my whole person. And then when you get to that point, that's when your body and yourself start to tell you, okay, well, I need this to supplement this so we could continue this activity, or you know what I'm saying? It'll, you know what I'm saying? But when you on the basketball court and everybody, oh, you supposed to be scoring like this, or you supposed to be assisting this or doing, it's like, nah, like I understand that I'm bringing what I can bring to the game and what's necessary and what I recognize, but it's just a whole bunch of stuff. But that teenage life, dog, it turned out to be, very vast, and it really expanded, like, the way I viewed the world and everything of that nature. So
Mm.
it was definitely dope. It was definitely dope. I ain't even gonna lie, because I can get carried away. My teenage years did
No,
the
we
most
gonna
for me,
hold on
bro.
to a
Like,
piece of Good or
They
bad, you mean?
definitely did the
Or
most for
both?
me. And that's the
Good,
thing,
bad,
right?
or both?
You can never say it's any of that. It just
Mm.
was what it was. Like that's
Mm.
the part that you get to coming into as like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I got an issue with individuals who are young and they're like, well, I want this and I can't get it, and they get attitude. Like, I feel like that process to where they put themselves at mentally is incorrect. Like, you don't know how anything is working. So just because you want it, you know what I'm saying, you don't get to behave however you felt. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that was the thing. And that's why I say, look, man got his hands up. It was really good. I'm being so serious, bro. It's so hard, so tough. But I can only get this out with you, my guy. But for real, but factual. So, right? So it's all of that. So I don't really know where we could go. But if we extend, the teenage life to, wherever we want to take it to, when we start to notice, okay, I really have this effect with however I carry myself out, and I'm certain that this is how I want to move. That's when, you know what I'm saying, things become good or bad. Because, as you know what I'm saying, as a youth and you still doing stuff, you I'm just saying in my teenage life, good and bad, it hadn't surfaced. It really didn't make prominence because there are too many factors. There's too many aspects. There's just way much. There's too much. There's much more going on in yourself. And as a teenager growing up and trying to do trial and error, none of that is good or bad for you. It's how you substantiate yourself within all of that. You know what I'm saying? That's what we talk about,
Mm.
resilience and coming back and, you know what I'm saying, pushing through stuff. Like, it's a reason why everybody got their ways in which they work through stuff. But as a teenager, we can't even, or for me, you know what I'm saying, I couldn't chalk anything up to being good or bad, because some days, when I was 12, and this, that was the last age I pivoted off of, because it was what it was. But it was like, some days I'd be hungry, I'd be with, the people with the pieces, and they would supply me with food. You know what I'm saying? Or then sometimes I'm with, the good kids, and I'm over there hungry, and I ask them for something and they on punishment. So I put myself in the wrong situation of, you know what I'm saying, to get some food if I was gonna get some help from my homies. You know what I'm saying? Then if I'm at the house, like, it's just like, I've seen how, good could support bad and bad could support good. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just the way you do it, how you get around, how you make shape of the life in the area environment that you in. So, and that's definitely at a younger age when people gonna give you, you know what I'm saying, like, I would call it respect, you know what I'm saying, growing into the adulthood, ain't nobody respecting nobody to me. You know what I'm saying? You get respect when you're a child, because everybody, they give you that time to make a decision, or, you know what I'm saying, they curate
Mm.
whatever you want, whenever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I really can't get into it, but I
No,
definitely, I
we getting
definitely,
into
I
it, God.
definitely like
No,
that
we
question
getting
and
into
what
it,
you
God.
put
Get that
forth.
shit off your chest.
Right,
No, we
right. I,
getting
I
into it,
definitely
God.
like what you put forth, man. And so it's like, for me, becoming a basketball player, that's when I knew I was a ball player, around loving basketball and that type of shit. And I heard Monica say, I'm a ball player. Like, when she said it, like, you know what I'm saying, I was like, you damn right. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I ain't if I ain't nothing, you know what I'm saying? If I ain't nothing, I'm a ball player. I know I'm not somebody running around with these pieces. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't like, although that adrenaline rush is pretty dope, it's like, when you go home and you sit down, it's like, dang, we got to go out and serve this type of fear again, or, you know what I'm saying, like it's just all of that type of stuff. But being in the classroom, like, I, get at first, the first hand raised and answer the question, hell yeah, I'm nervous. But after I know the stuff that's in there and I'm raising my hand, I'm not the adrenaline rush not there no more. But every time you step on that floor and you got new opponents, you got a new scoreboard, you got a new day, you got a new field, you know what I'm saying? You got new sneakers, you got a new, undergarments with the, you know what I'm saying, with the pads, because niggas is roughing you up. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got a new move to put on somebody. You know what I'm saying? You got more range. Like, when everything is opening up through basketball, bro, you carrying that to life. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's not basketball, it's not me being a teenager, it's not life. It's whatever force that I was gifted with, you know what I'm saying, that gave me the ability to look for sight. You know what I'm saying? Whatever gave me the ability to open my eyes, that's the part where I started getting around. I'm like, yeah, eyeballs are it. Smelling, because I can't smell. Forget tasting, because I don't afford myself the ability to eat when I want to. Forget taste, you know what I'm saying? Forget hearing people because they talking crazy, they doing all this stuff. Forget touching on women, and because I got this feel of this round ball. Like, and I gotta see it go through the net. I gotta see it touch somebody's hand. Like, I'm using these eyeballs, bro. Forget everything else. You know what I'm saying? Forget everything else. You know what I'm saying? The brain behind the eyeballs is gonna substantiate this whole being. You know what I'm saying? In whatever ways it's gonna be. And I had the trial and errors in each way, and it's just like, yeah, I'm a ball player, and I heard that woman say it, and I was just, I was there for the rest of my life, man. Like, no no games, no lies.
Mr. Griffin. I gotta call you Mr. Griffin at this point, God. You feel me? I got my hand raised. You call on me. You call on me. You call on me. You call on me, God. Am I allowed to talk, God? Listen, y'all. Nah, I ain't got nothing to tell y'all. I have a question for you. When you say what you say, this is me knowing, this young man the way that I know him and some of the people in this family. And what I'm about to say now plays a lot into even the way that I play basketball, right? When he just said what he said as far as the way he processes the game at XYZ, I never found such a what's the word? A purpose. I never found such a purpose in a I don't know what it is, but it's something about the way they used to pass the ball. And when I say they, I'm talking about Mike, his big brother, and his little sister. These people, listen, y'all, you hear me? Listen, y'all, listen.
I'm hearing you.
I've never had an event
Look,
with the Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson is my favorite basketball player because that's his big brother. And no, I don't know if it's his dad. So don't misquote me. But I know
he
Magic
like Earl the
Johnson
Pearl
is
and
his
them guys.
big
They
brother.
was still
Okay.
smooth for him.
But it's fair your big brother favorite basketball player is Magic Johnson, right?
Most definitely.
Listen, y'all.
Yes, sir.
When I saw the way, I never seen his big brother play. I've never seen his big brother play. But I saw this little nigga. No, scratch that. I seen my young God. I seen this young God.
Hold on.
You hear me? You hear me? There was a time that I literally asked him, yo, all right, boom, hold up. I'm about to give y'all a vision.
My heart, bro.
Let me move this shit back a little bit. A little bit. There was a time we had basketball trials and shit, right? We had basketball trials. This was for like our AAU team and shit, right? I thought I was fire. Shout out to my Uncle Junie. My Uncle Junie was running the team. This is when Georgia Impact. Any nigga that's ever played for Georgia Impact in Henry County, we started that shit. So any of you niggas that think you was the beginning of Georgia Impact, sorry, you weren't. But anyway, there was a time we set up a practice and my uncle said, you're going to go against Mike today. Mind y'all, I'm older than Mike. So in my mind, I said, man, this nigga ain't about to do shit, man. I'm about to cook this nigga. Hold on, let me put my shit up because I'm telling you, this shit. Story time. So look, get out there, right? I come down. Oh shit, I'm about to trip. Hold up, y'all. Let me get right. I come down, right? I get the ball on the inbound.
Hey man, you looking clean right now, though, man. I can't even.
Hey, you hear me?
Looking clean.
Hey, you hear me? You hear me, guy? But look. So I get the ball on the inbound. Boom. When I get the ball in turn, Mike is about half court. Boom. He in his shit. He in his defensive stand. That nigga in his shit. He got one hand out. That motherfucker on his shit, right? I get out there. I'm playing with my food. I get up there. I get the ball on the inbound. Yo, when I tell y'all this nigga ripped me clean.
I don't think nobody got
at least. At least I don't know if it was 4. At least 3 play. Listen, y'all. I've never had this shit done in my life, and I have still yet to have this shit done in my life to ever get ripped 3 times in a fucking row. Y'all see the grill? I'm channeling my inner ODB right now. Old dirty bastard motherfucker. Listen. When I tell y'all I have never and I have still never been ripped 3 times in a row. And if you ask anybody in Henry County, my handles is cool. I'm like that. You see what I'm saying? But this nigga let me know that my handles ain't what I thought they were. You hear me? Do you hear me?
Not a one.
Them things.
Not a one.
Shout out to the homie Chef Trez. J Mike, you in here. J Mike, my boy gave me 3 of them things. You hear me?
Not a one.
I'm talking about Echo. And it was 3 different types of steals. Listen, the first one was on some like, I'm dribbling here, and like he cuts through and gets it. The other one, I get about here, I try to switch it, he pokes it and goes the other way.
Yeah. You gotta stop making it replay though, because I'm starting to see.
I came down.
Like, don't do this, man.
Magic Johnson shit. Listen,
it's these.
The other one, I came down, tried to get on my Magic Johnson shit with like I turned the hip. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I came down and like by the time we got about arm distance, I tried to like turn on his ass. He went through that shit and stole the goddamn ball.
Depending on your stature, that's how that third one gonna go down. Because we know Magic. We know what Magic do. We know how he bringing it up. So depending on who you are and how tall you stand, where you put that ball, it's no point in putting your back to me. Stay in one. Stay forward. That's what we
hear him. This is a genius. This is a genius with that basketball shit that I'm talking about.
It's a way, right. Because the first person, let me get back. Look, and I'm pretty much over it, right? So I gotta give it to you. I gotta serve it up. You know what I'm saying? The way it is. Being a player of the game, bro. We know who we like. We know what's going on. But this when we get into them Currys and them LeBrons, like how impactful this individual is on the game, right? So we know when you watching basketball that you're gonna go into a Magic move because he is, a grade A standard of point guard, right? If you bringing the ball up, everybody can relate to wanting to be Magic on the break, you know what I'm saying, any kind of way, right? So I know that's gonna be people's last option because one, you not Magic, you can't never be Magic, you ain't never gonna serve no Magic like Magic. So I know that's the third one. I'm peeling you off of that one. But by the time, you know what I'm saying, I was 11, 12, 13, we knew who AI was. And we knew how influential that crossover was. And I know that's going to be the second. That's who you going to try to murder me with. That's who you going to try to come down and serve me as. So I know, and this is, right? So first you go, right? So that's second layer person. But your first person is going to meet me. You going to meet me. Because I'm trying to be that number one point guard. Ain't nobody, you know what I'm saying? I'm the next point guard to have influence on this game. And that's what I do it for. I meet you at half court, and I take your shit, and you go and find a whole nother legend. You go find you a whole nother point guard. You go looking for AI. You try to serve me some AI stuff, and you not AI, not gonna happen. You try to serve me some Magic, and you gonna have to come with something totally different. You know what I'm saying? So I make sure it's a 1, 2, 3. You out of there. You feel me? Like it's me, AI, and Magic, and that's who. You know what I'm saying? This is the way I approach the game, and you know what I'm saying? I just love how impactful it was on you, and that you could be somebody who's even kill about it, even if you're not, you know what I'm saying, hating on it, or you know what I'm saying, or if you glorifying, like somebody who can receive it, you know what I'm saying, because first you got to be able to receive it, because a lot of the time, anyway, yeah, I don't want to, but you know what I'm saying, so that's another reason why I'm thankful for you to be there, you know what I'm saying, and be somebody who's like, feeling through the process, you know what I'm saying, like you was there, and it's like, oh nah, he took my cookies, I gotta come back down, you know what I'm saying, so you gonna make that adjustment. Other people, we got different type of players who come down, they daddy's kids, so they gonna, he ripped me one time, now he trying to be like forceful, and it's like that's not gonna happen either. I'm gonna fall off, you gonna turn around, I'm gonna rip you again. But they not partial, you feel me? They got a bias, they set up to a whole different mind frame. Then you got the other dudes, the street ballers who come down, they get ripped that first time, now they, you know what I'm saying, gonna try to show it up again, probably will lose it. So then, you know what I'm saying, because they not, it's just a lot of that. So I'm thankful to have you to be able to be like, yeah, this is a thing. You know what I'm saying? Because it took a lot of my life to get to that circumstance, right? I create that circumstance. I allow that circumstance to set itself up. And then I capitalize on it. And it's for somebody like yourself who can really let that register and not just be like, oh, yeah, it's just another player. Or it's just, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I really do that to check the man bringing up the ball. You know what I'm saying? So for you to be able to be there and just, right, receive that, you know what I'm saying? It's tremendous, man. And I super appreciate that. I super appreciate you, bro.
For anybody who's not familiar, including Mike, with my signals. I mean, Mike is a basketball guy, so I'm pretty sure it's starting to click after a while. Whenever he says some super post, that's 2 points. Oh, that's a good 2. That's a good 2. When I hit him with this, that's a 3-pointer. That's a 3-pointer made. That's a bucket. So whenever Mike be saying some stuff and I hit y'all with this, or I hit y'all with some stuff, or, you know what I'm saying?
Come on, bro. Don't
That's
shake me out.
That's a dime.
Look, I just
That's
felt
a dime.
it, bro. Don't shake me out.
Come on. This is a basketball show and they don't even know it's a basketball show. Come on, man. You on the scoring board, boy. You working your way on the double-double.
Hold on. I'm here for it, Brody. I'm here for it.
Speaking of Brody, you just said Brody, and here's my question. I'm looking up a part of you right now, and you're playing against UCLA.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing somebody.
Yeah.
Is this Russell Westbrook? Did you play against Russell Westbrook too?
I never got the chance to play against Russell Westbrook. He had left the year right before, the year prior. But that is Malcolm.
Shout out to. Can you see that?
Drew Holiday. Who we got? J. Mike on the call.
Jamichael, hold up, God. We about to do this. We about to do all of this live right now. Cause we ain't playing out here. Hold up. You say you got to interrupt. You got some stuff you need to say, J. Mike. Yeah, I got you, God. I'm about to send it to you.
Come through.
Come on, man. Listen. We live and direct, man. Listen, I tell y'all, this man is a local legend.
We got motion.
When I tell y'all, if you say the name Mike Griffin
we got
anywhere
motion.
around these parts outside of Long Beach, if you come to anywhere, Henry County, I ain't gonna lie. You come to Georgia. You hear me? You hear me? If you come to Georgia, you hear me? And you say Mike Griffin, it's somebody somewhere, DeKalb County, Fulton County, Henry County, Griffin, Spalding County. It's gonna be somebody that's like, oh, you talking about that little nigga? You talking about that? Oh, you talking about that little quick nigga? Oh, you talking about that little nigga? Yeah. That was just my queen checking on me. That was my earth checking on me. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? Making sure her man straight. You know what I'm saying, with the food, because I'm on here getting it going. You feel what I'm saying? So y'all pardon me on that. So what you saying? That wasn't Russell Westbrook, but it was. Hold on. Let me send this. Let me send this link. Yeah, let me send this link, God.
Yeah, I think that might have been, because if you're talking about on my highlight tape, I know it was somebody who they were projecting to be one of the best freshmen. He was like top 6 in the country. He had played a game, or this was his first game. He was 6. He was the number 6 point guard coming out of high school. He went to UCLA, who was the number 4th ranked team in the country. And so, they put my eyes on him or whatever. And that was the first time he had came down on me. But a couple of times they had ran a set to where he'll cut in front of me and they'll give him the ball like in a post position. And he was kind of getting aggressive with it. So I finally got him chest to chest in front of me and I wasn't letting him make it. He wasn't going to get by me. Like, he wasn't going to get by me with that one. But it was what it was. I drew the charge on him earlier too, but that one time he finally got free. He tried to get in his bag, and I needed that. I needed that to come back with me. So I think that's the possession you're talking about. But
that's exactly the possession. That's exactly the possession I was trying to look up. And for those, you can go on YouTube. You can type in Michael Griffin or Mike Griffin Prairie View A&M for the school in Texas. And you can type that in, and I guarantee you, you're gonna see everything that we're speaking of, and you're gonna see, the things that we're alluding to that has to do with him and his defensive prowess and how he takes pride in that. And that's something that after watching the tapes, I tried to study all of those little things, and then after talking to him, I'm realizing he's not just going for the rip. This nigga is timing my dribble.
It's a lot bit of everything. So it's a lot bit of everything.
That's another 2 points. My nigga's in the double digits right now. My man, like, he's timing the dribble. That's some whole different stuff. When all right, for the people who don't understand, quick demonstration. Here we go again. If I have a ball in my hand, hold up, I'll be right back. Nope. Matter of fact, it's in my baby playpen. It's in my baby playpen. So look. So if I have the ball, I drop the ball, right? I'm coming out court, I dribble. He knows If I drop the ball, that ball has to come back up to my hand. So in between that time that I release that ball and it decides to bounce back up, this little fucker decides to creep in. For those who don't understand how basketball works, and he got me, and he got a bunch of niggas over and over and over, which led to his whole scholarship. But right now, I see we got our man in the surface. I'm sure you want to come in and bring his flowers. So we're gonna take a minute. Mike, you good with that? You good with that? Nobody. This is your interview. This
yeah,
your thing.
Man,
I want to make sure it's good.
I don't reject anything. I don't do it. I'm with you.
Man, listen, man. You know what I'm bringing. What's up, man? You know what I'm bringing.
What's good?
Mike.
Good?
Hey, listen, man. What's happening, man? How you? Man, hey, listen,
I'm
man.
Straight.
Bro, listen, man. I'm gonna get to the topic I want to talk about. But first and foremost, I want to say this: when I came home and I seen you walking up and down 20, like coming from Simpson Mill going towards the Walmart, bouncing that ball. You know, they had told me, I was locked up. I heard the story about, what happened. But when I seen you bouncing that ball, bro, I swear, I told my brother, I said, listen, man, I don't care what y'all say. That man might not, he might not be all the way there, but he is not letting that ball go. Something is still, I'm telling you, something is still instilled in this man where he know what he doing. And guess what? That was the first time I seen you since I came home. Now I've been home 6 years. You know when the last time that I seen you? Going viral at LA Fitness. Man, listen, going viral in LA Fitness when you finally caught the mojo back. You caught a motherfucker slip and put the move on him and hit the game winner.
Ooh, that one. Yeah.
What it was when that was last year?
Man, that was too long ago for myself, man. Time really escaped me, bro.
listen, man. But I'm gonna tap back into. I'm gonna go back into when our first encounter was. It was after you had moved here, and it was in Simpson Mill. It was me, you, Deshaun Usher. God rest his soul. Sean was out there, right. And I remember your parents had turned the corner, and Deshaun was like, "Oh man, they go your dad now," and you caught out running, and we stopped them and was talking to your parents in order for you to make it to the crib. I guess you weren't supposed to be outside. Cause it was dark. It was dark. You probably weren't supposed to be outside that late because it was dark. But no, man. Hey, Kamari, like you said, Kamari, like you said though, man. Like from me, watching, Mike had a different vision and a different type of aggression and fluidity towards the game, bro. Like. We was at Luella, a year? We was at Luella that first year they opened when they had a team. Mike came the next year, I think, or a year after. Bro, I ain't never seen no point. I never seen anybody from any school in Henry County be that aggressive on that court. Period.
It was there. Yes, sir.
Bro, that's a fact. You really made You really, I'm not gonna say made. You came to Luella from West Coast. Know the game of basketball, bro. Just you knew who you was before before you stepped out there.
Right.
And you made people accept and respect you at the same time. If you get what I'm saying, they just like you didn't give them a choice. They had to accept. Like, this my court. I'm the point guard on the floor, general. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's my gym. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like Kamari said, coming in there, people like, man, who this man is? Who this man think he is? But like you said, what you brought to the game, what you let the game come to you, but you met the game halfway. and then
Yep.
you know what I'm saying? You it's like and I'm gonna use Deshaun. Deshaun was in high school. Deshaun was that guy. Deshaun was that guy. But guess what? You made a nigga backseat. On that court, you made him take a backseat. You know what I'm saying?
That's definitely big love right there. Yeah.
Ooh. Hey, yo, listen.
Right.
Hey, look.
Right.
Anybody that's a fan of the Uncle Few Morning Show, y'all already know the young man that's on here. This is J. Michael Johnson. He taps in every time we jump on the show, put his comments, put his 2 cents in. He the one that's going back and forth with Sweets. You see what I'm saying? So the young man that's on here right now, he went to high school with us. So even when he say came home, for my niggas out there that know what came home. You feel what I'm saying? So a lot of the sentiments that he's expressing, and we about to get him off so we can finish with our interview or whatever, but for him to jump in, like this man put in the comments and he made sure he hit me up on my personal line. Like, bro, you gotta tap me in. You gotta tap me in, bro. Like,
hey, I'm gonna say this before I go.
Real quick. Let me say this to you, J. Mike. What I'm trying to do with Mike is some of the same stuff that you just ended up saying. I told Mike, I said, listen, man, and listen, J. Mike, you already know the story. That's the other story that happened with G Glove and the whole whoop wop whip with the boot bop. We got hella history. You know what I'm saying? We not no super street. We ain't the most thuggish, ruggish bone. We ain't none of that. But it's fair to say, me and we done had our fair share of shit. You know what I'm saying? And in the situation that some of the people that watch the Uncle Few Morning Show, I alluded to it a little before. Look at her ass in the back. But we alluded to it, before, as it pertains to the show. But he was one of those people that when I was around that age, I just took a liking to it. For J. Mike to be a person who was a little older than us, and he still shares that same sentiment, and he can remember those games, and he can remember, rest in peace, Deshaun. You feel what I'm saying? Hey, Aunt Shay. Hey, if you ever see this on YouTube, hey, Aunt Shay. Shout out to your booty. Shout out to your shoes. Shout out to all of that. You see what I'm saying? Definitely. Shout out to Beefy Neefy. Shout out to my boy Beefy Neefy. But it was a lot of things, and unfortunately, Sean ended up departing from us. With the same game that we're talking about, basketball. Unfortunately, he ended up, passing on the court. And he meant a lot to us, for the people that went to school with him, for the people that graduated with him, for the people that was younger than him, for anybody that he touched, whether it was on Blacktop or whether it was LA Fitness or anything. So, J. Mike, we appreciate you coming through and sharing your sentiments. We about to go ahead and get back to the rest of the Mike Chronicles. You see what I'm saying?
Hey, listen, let me share one more.
Go ahead, God.
Because I like you said, when when the motherfucker do that takeoff, like they finna tear the rim down. I ain't never seen nobody at Mike's height be aggressive like that. Mike was at Ola. The game was away. They was at Ola High School. Mike put the double cross at the top of the key, came off the dude it was off the ball screen, and Mike came off the baseline and damn near tore the rim down. 2 hands. 2 hands, Kamari.
Love you.
I said, man, I swear, man, ain't no way.
At 5 foot, I ain't even gonna say his height.
I love it.
Hey, look, hey, J. Mike, I appreciate that.
Right.
We about to tap in. You make sure you stay tapped in whenever you jump off. Let anybody know that knows this young man. It ain't even about me. Anybody you know that knows Mike, tell them to tap into this YouTube right now, bro.
I got you.
Yeah, J. Mike.
All right, yeah.
Hey.
That's good shit.
Yeah, that's man. It's real ones of that affair, man. I love it, bro. I love it. Cause with them, with them statements, man, like, and it's the part, you know what I'm saying, when you with self and you go to certain levels and certain heights, and then people, bring back the images, and it's like the mention that he makes, right, is the reason why, I don't like to downside, my fam or whatever through the game of basketball, but when you get into those areas where certain players are allowed to come off, he say a ball screen and then take off two hands. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, those are the little intricacies, right? And we speak of them in many a fashion, but it's when you can generate these type of plays, you know what I'm saying, to happen and be successful. You know what I'm saying? Not only carrying the aggression, you know what I'm saying, with the control and the ability, but to have it finish, you know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because the only way I could continue to elevate my game and move up was to discard plays of that resolve. You know what I'm saying? Like if it was a well-crafted play and I wasn't successful in my own right with finishing that play, I gotta discard it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like when you hear them again, it's like, okay, cool. That now I could, you know what I'm saying, level myself out and remember, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I didn't do everything I wanted to do in this game, but that's the reason why I love it the way I love it, because there's still room to grow. It's still room to, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's still room to adapt to the things that come ultimately with the nature of the game, which is, you can't, like, basically if I get a play like that, I gotta, seize the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? And those things, when you a player like myself, they don't come that way. They don't come that often. I'm from California. I come out here and it's one play where it's that well where I could get my footing and everything. You know what I'm saying? But they remember it from the whole thing, coming off a ball screen, getting it up two hands. My whole thing is where I'm at in that play is I got footing in that play. You get what I like? Like it wasn't like I had to. I wasn't trying to evade anybody. I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Like having to do. Because I like going up and under. You know what I'm saying? But that's because I know what's gonna be there. But I can't adapt to being a free form basketball player and then getting into a systemic play like that one and then taking off and not being successful with it. Because that's a play. You come off the ball screen and you get your footing. This is what the coaches set up for you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, that's my hunger. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know I've done the playground basketball. I know I've done the AAU. I know I've done, the little leagues and all this stuff. But when you going up in the ranks, it's how well you could get the game to revolve around you and then get that footing to finish. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course I could, get my teammate to set me a very good screen, but what comes after that is going to be totally dependent on how they feel about the person with the ball. And so when he talk about a place like Ola, like, bro, you hear me? Like, so it's like this happened at Ola, whoop-de-whoop, but I gotta find a way for this to naturally come to me again. You get what I'm like? You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to, and it's not to say I gotta create the opportunity because it came naturally to me then. So it's your ability to adapt to those efforts where it's like, I don't want to remain, always aggressive or always attacking the basket when I could get a nice play like that one, a perfect sketched up play in some opportunity, right? In nature's happening that I could adapt to and take off better. Because when I took off at Ola or I want to say Woodland, my footing wasn't right. But I went with the aggression because it was there for me. You know what I'm saying? It's the footing and the feeling where I was with it and everybody else on the higher note. It's like, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for being that high up. So now I can get back to the basics of it. But man, it's love, man. It's all love. I'm glad somebody could come in and also provide, an instant that was, life changing for me. You know what I'm saying? It was really a moment of recognition. Like, okay, let's move into this next level, this next tier of basketball where everything is orchestrated. You know what I'm saying, for, a particular instant or a particular happening, you know what I'm saying? And how do you adapt to that? You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. And that's the part, that's transcended from my family being a part of basketball and me, you know what I'm saying, like getting up to that rank where it's like, okay, you know what I mean? So now those plays at half court where I got to meet somebody with control, aggression, you know what I'm saying? That's what CA stand for me, California. CA, controlled aggressiveness.
Controlled aggressiveness.
Yeah. It's right. That's been a stamp on me my whole life that I lived with. So it's those things where, okay, if I could jam a structure or a structured offense before it crosses the line, I'm gonna have a play. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have an effect on the game, and that's another portion of the reasons why I implemented certain tactics and things to the game. In areas that others won't see fit. But yeah, man, it's love. It's super love. Because I remember the effort, man. Like, I used to be a reverse layup guy, and that time I had that foot and I had to take advantage, and it was like, yeah, I want to adapt to this type of basketball, this way of doing things. But yeah, man, it's real. It's real, dog. It's real.
All right, so
It's real.
while we still on the teenage life thing, excuse me,
Right.
two
Right.
things,
And that's
two things I
right.
wanna
He
get to.
excel in the time frame. Yep. Yep.
Two things being, I remember my experience. It wasn't the Ola game. I remember it was a Dutchtown game.
Mm-hmm.
It was a Dutchtown game. It was the end of the first half. It might have been about 13 seconds left on the clock when y'all got the ball on a side inbound. Maybe about a little past that, wherever the timeline for people, the timelines and shit on the basketball court. Just fucking Google what a timeline is. Jesus Christ.
Right.
So either way, y'all,
Christian
you know what I'm saying? Y'all took the ball out. Y'all took the ball out on the side on the timeline or whatever like that. Maybe half court of a little pass, like the
You
opposite, the
turning
far
me up, bro.
of the backcourt. And I remember you caught the
Go ahead,
ball.
go ahead.
When you caught the ball, you caught it on like a banana curl. For those who don't know what a banana curl is, think of a banana. It's a U type of shape,
For
right?
sure.
So when he's receiving
For
the
sure.
ball, he's receiving
that way,
and
right.
moving all at once, right? Like he's catching the ball on a side motion and he's turning and getting into action. So he catches the ball on a banana curl, right? Or banana cut. Catches the ball on a banana
Man's
cut.
gotta be so
And
turned up, right?
and when he goes, he catches it with his right hand. Bow, takes a pound dribble. Takes maybe two more dribbles, calls for the screen. Somebody comes and sets the screen,
Bro.
high right
How are
elbow
y'all
extended.
here,
I'm gonna use basketball terminology with y'all. You hear me? It was maybe right
How do
elbow
I get back to
extended.
that?
My man caught the screen, bink, bink,
I'm sorry, I apologize.
went left. By the time he went left, he was maybe either like center court or like right lined up with the goal, or maybe a little bit to the left. And he made the move, called for the screen, bink, bink, bow, long hang dribble, boom, made like another, maybe a tween, a snatch behind the back, some shit. Pulled up. This is the halftime. This is the halftime, y'all. Pulls up. I don't think my nigga saw the ball go in the hoop. I think my nigga just started running to the locker room. If I remember, like either he walked to the locker room or he turned to the teammates, or like it was like some nonchalant. I'm not saying that like he did the move on some braggadocious. I don't want y'all to get that twisted, young people. He did not do a Steph Curry shoot, turn around. Nah, he didn't do none of that. It was like a nonchalant, like I've been here before type of shot. My man, bing, 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 boom, turned, and like the whole crowd erupted. His teammates erupted. This nigga was so calm. He was Kawhi Leonard before Kawhi Leonard.
I was trying to be that. Right, no hate, no shade, no like you know what I'm saying, transmission to that nigga shit. For sure. I'm sorry, I ain't mean to. But facts, bro. Good call out, Brody. Good call out.
You good, God. Like it wasn't like the way that he handled that rock or the way he did anything with his life of basketball in this subtitle. It's not like he did that in the sense of, as people call it now, clout, right? Or a sense of like fame. Or like he did it like that same story I was telling y'all earlier with his little sister in the driveway, late 7, 8 something in the morning. He did that shit like he was doing that shit. Like, this is what I wake up and do. Like, this is nothing new to me. Y'all niggas are excited. This is another walk in the park for me. And it's that type of energy that got him a scholarship to Prairie View. Don't y'all ever get it twisted. I know J. Mike just came up here and he made reference to a down point in Mike's life, right? And we're gonna get to that. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the reason for this interview. But I want you guys,
and I want to use the term from this is adaptability. Okay, that's the term that I have. You went into a point where you like, you gave a perspective on a player, you know what I mean? And it's like, certain times you gotta adapt to certain ideals or whatever. But that's the one I want to carry out of basketball. Like that's what we have that's different from other sports, right? If you're a fan of football, You could love it for how you love it. You like baseball, you love it how you love it. Soccer, tennis, all these things. But if there's not one true word that pretty much sums up what basketball is, and it for me, it's adaptability. You have to have that. If you can't adapt, if you can't, adjust, if you can't do things of that nature, it's not going, it's not going to be something that you do well in. It's not going to be something that you excel in if you don't have that ability to adapt. So, that's the thing I want to take out of basketball, and say that, speak on that as to how it stretches, further than just the game or the sport. Since we're moving out of there.
Damn. Yo, listen, y'all. Respectfully, for those that's out there that's unaware of what's going on, this is a very I'm grateful that Mike is able or willing, I'm not saying able, willing to come and speak with us, right? I'm accepting that Mike is willing to come and speak with us, and I ain't gonna lie, I did talk to him before we jumped on this live, because I wanted to get a gauge of where he's at. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't give. Listen.
Right.
Let me take these motherfuckers off.
Looking like I'm in
listen.
Right. Looking like I'm in a
uniform.
uniform. I'm not even gonna change up. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it going. You know what I'm saying?
Listen. I want to say this. Glasses off. Like, hold on. I gotta get one.
Look, don't probably mouth. We do things. Like, what you saying? Like, I'm racked up right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not all the way bogus. Like.
we about to keep this thing all the way real. This ain't even King Preme'S talking to y'all. Like, this Kamari.
No removal.
You hear me?
Yes, sir.
This young man and what he's experienced in life in the next phase or the segment that we about to go into on this interview is a very vulnerable and touching subject. You hear me? So much to the point that as what I feel to Mike, I don't even feel comfortable with what it is that we're about to discuss without me letting you guys know some shit about me that's a vulnerable, touchy subject for me. Right. So let's get into it. Not to put these shits back in, channeling my inner ODB. Okay.
Yeah.
Colgate.
Right.
Colgate.
Look, I want to go get dressed for this part. This is the part I want to get suited up for. Let me in the game. You know what I'm saying? Put it back on my streetwear, my clothing. You feel me? Let me come out the jersey.
So
I probably should have did that when J Mike was talking, but we could have been smoother about it. I apologize. I came rough and rugged, but I'm here for him, trying to show that raw, that real. I'm here.
You hear God. Like that's the best thing that I can ever take. So before we get into that, I'm gonna give you another little. Here we go again, y'all. Story time, motherfuckers. So here we go.
Let me see. I do got 2 pairs.
We mentioned Deshaun Usher a little earlier. You see what I'm saying? I actually ended up meeting this young man because of that same man, God, that we mentioned, Deshaun. I remember it was around basketball trials, and he was like, yo, I know you're trying out for the team this year, but I'm telling you, you're probably going to get took by this little nigga. I said, what? What little nigga? Like, what? Who? What? Nah, yo, I'm telling you, it's this little nigga, like, he ain't even from here. That nigga from, like, Cali or some shit. Now, mind y'all, Sean is from New York. I'm from Baltimore, so it's like a whole little East Coast conversation. Nah, yo, I'm telling you, that little nigga, he gonna take your spot. Yeah. I'm not believing it. Fuck this little nigga. I don't even know who he's talking about, right? Mike will tell y'all if I'm lying or not. My senior year comes about. We have a chemistry class. AP chemistry. Or was it honors chemistry? I think it was AP. AP chemistry with Miss Paramore.
Paramore, yes.
I want to say we had AP chemistry with Miss Paramore. Mind you, the shit that I heard from Deshaun, I didn't put the 2 and 2 together that the same nigga he was talking about was the nigga that was in my AP chemistry class. So as me and Deshaun are talking, he mentions the name Mike. I hear that little nigga named Mike. Little nigga named Mike. Little nigga named Mike. I go to my AP chemistry class maybe a day or two later. Teacher, Miss Paramore, shout out to Miss Paramore, she's doing roll call, right? Mind you, too, this is how God works. Man, this is how we work. You hear me? This nigga used to sit right behind me. I switched classes and I end up changing to anatomy instead of chemistry. If Mike never knew how the fuck I ended up out of that class, that's how I ended up switching to anatomy instead of chemistry. Blah blah blah.
Right.
But the whole story, Miss Paramore was our teacher, and Mike used to sit right behind me. And lo and behold, he was the same nigga Sean was talking about. And through me talking to him and not even knowing that he was who Sean was talking about, I ended up liking this little nigga. Pause. Yeah, this little nigga cool.
He's like, pause.
But
man.
now,
Pause.
But now when I hear it, it's like it becomes a competitive thing. And I'm not knowing this little fucking 5'8" nigga sitting behind me is about to fight. Now, we ain't gonna say it's like he's 6 foot. That's what motherfucking whatchamacallit got it listed as. So my nigga 6 foot. But I didn't know this motherfucker behind me was the same nigga. Pause with the behind me shit. I didn't know that this nigga was the one Sean was talking about. Just for him to be the same nigga that ripped me 3 times at half court? This thing is bigger than Nino Brown. If y'all ever seen New Jack City, you hear me? This shit bigger than Nino Brown. So I want to ask you, Mike. Jermichael ended up saying something about it. I'm kind of, weighing into it or whatever like that, alluding to your high school career and what you've done on that hardwood and 94 feet at Luella High School. But talk to me about when that moment came where you signed your papers to go to Prairie View, and then what happened from there.
Okay. For me, it's a whole lot of simplicity, right? To which I file things. Like, I like to live like each arm is a file cabinet, right? Whatever you've done, you receive them sentences out of those hands. And when we get into, my collegiate years, I didn't spend my time doing much of anything. I went to class, but that isn't to say that you retain information. I played basketball, but that's not to say I was successful. I dated girls. That's not to say, I came out with a relationship. I went to parties. That's not to say I didn't get drunk. I wasn't inebriated. I didn't dance. I didn't mac girls. I didn't watch, people stroll in the middle of the party. I didn't sit next to the DJ booth. I didn't, go to Houston. Like, Like I did those things, but they're simple to me, right? Like things that people would elevate or, make concrete reasonings as to, how their character was shaped. Like, that's not what it was for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was already shaping myself in middle school, you know what I'm saying? And so even now, with my journey, like I've prefaced or not prefaced, I've kind of made reference of how my 14-year-old kid, the one who moved to Georgia is the one that's providing me with the most life, that I could feel, that I could, that I could utilize, right? So when I go into that story at Prairie View, like I never say that I went into it with any type of life. Like it was definitely business for me. And that's on one hand. And then on the other hand, it was a dream of mine. I decided, when I was 10 and I was sitting in, the living room of my auntie's house that my parents had taken part of, where they got 4 kids. It's 2 of them, and we sharing 2 rooms with somebody who got their own room. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm 10 years old and I'm watching TV. Like, it's my dream to go to college. You know what I'm saying? Like one hand it was a dream, one hand it was business. So it was never like that life that I, found when I was 12, 13, 14, and I wanted to utilize. Like, it was never that, because I came here, I was hurt and I was aggressive. I, went there and I was still being, handled in a way that I was like, I know who I am, I'm da da da, but it's the stereotypes, it's the perceptions on life without Michael Anthony. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just because I'm a part of this new life or this new time frame, it doesn't mean that what happened before me and what happens after me is anything that I control or I make happen, right? Ultimately, people have to decide to be with a movement. People have to decide to accept your answer. People also have to make decisions on how you impact them, right? And for the most part, for myself, I felt like I was running into a bunch of fraud energy. You know what I'm saying? But it's not to say that they were frauds. It was to speak to our advancement. Like, and I could speak in a bunch of different ways. So people, if it came down to what was your college experience like, for me, it was like, well, they kind of oppressed the internet. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I went to a HBCU, and that's just the way I would put it. I don't know this answer, so that's a place that I would stray away from. But that's the impact for myself. Whereas when I was making moves on campus, or I was going to like, it'll be a vital part in my life, and I was like, okay, cool. Let me get to this library, and then the whole library be shut down. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's what life was for me. You know what I mean? It was like, okay, well, I'm looking at TV. I'm like, okay, I feel like going to do something. I get on my computer at my dorm room, it's not working, but then I go to my homeboy's room and he a part of whatever it is, and he like, yeah, you can use my laptop, it's working. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like, that was more my story than anything, where it's like the advancement of life that we were in was what I meant. It was the internet's escaping me, and these African Americans that I'm being cordial with and cool with because it's a lifestyle are really fraud to the energy that they really carrying. Like, they don't know how well off they are. They don't know how well they can actually, how much better they can actually be. But I could recognize them, right? I could see them. Like, my awareness on and off the floor was height. It was at like a crazy height. So that's what I would summon that up to be. But where I'm at, I'm like, okay, well, to talk that way, to speak that way, would have to have results to it too. You know what I'm saying? Not failures, not dismissal, not emptiness, right? So, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you didn't score, or oh, you didn't, you know what I'm saying? You didn't make that happen. You didn't, nothing came of it, right? So if I was to say, yeah, I failed college, or, I didn't do it well, that wouldn't serve my person. So it's just all over the place, right? But I'm cool with that. But ultimately, for me, what the life was me accepting every bit of stereotype that I ever known, everything that I come to know. I, good, bad, ugly, prosperous, you know what I'm saying? Like, I seen that in that life. I went to Houston. I, watched the white boys act crazy at College Station. I went all over the world, man. I went everywhere. And, I did it with a business contract. Like, I was obligated to have to be at these places. There was no,
because of like the I'm good. Am I good, God?
Yeah, you good.
Like, you saying like it was a business because of like the way that the HBCU, and as far as you and the athletics, that's like kind of the bubble that they put you in.
Being that I was on scholarship, I had to be in places, and it was like that for me. And it was like, like, sometimes when I'm living, right. So sometimes when I'm living a dream, like, oh my God, look at all these beautiful black women. You know what I'm saying? The business side would smack me like, well, you dating a accountant, business minded tourist who, run track. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll sit, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, my reality will just come up, and I'm like, I can't even look at black women, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like, but I'm, you know what I'm saying? This is coursing my brain, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm a aware person. It's like, okay, so now I handle this. Well, I'm gonna break up with you, Taurus. We ain't not gonna be spearheading. And then I go free, and then everybody like, oh, well, you seem like white, and I'm like, well, I'm from California. If that make a difference, and like, oh yeah, that makes sense. And I'm like, well, you don't even want to get to know me, because I'm a joker about that part. Like, I'm as black as they come. You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to propel the black culture forward, or I was, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, yeah, okay, you from California, you white, and you speak proper. It's like, hell no, nigga, I'm from Louisiana. I done grew up in Georgia. Like, I done been down here, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, like for those stereotypes to be taken as quickly as a word and then moved off of, right? So now now you gotta really get back into that space and like, okay, well, nah, this is what it actually is. And I'm not that type of person. I'm not trying to make something, you know what I'm saying, make something out of whatever my essence is. So now I'm like, okay, well, now I'm joking too often, right? But then that's when again the business side smacked me, like, bro, you here and you getting paid for this. You trying to establish a sense of academia, which is only going to take you into the business world. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if it's not coming from the top, which is basketball, it's coming from your latter end. Your new future is you gonna have to be a part of a business. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm still living in a dream world. Like, man, I never expected to be here. And even if when I did, I went through so much stuff, I'm just happy to be here. But then that's when that, tap on the butt, like, well, that's all of our strife. That's all of our black, you know what I'm saying, athletes. You know what I'm saying? Of course, majority of them is like, oh, yeah, I'm glad to be here. And so I'm living between business and a dream and never really, you know what I'm saying, coming to grips. So for me, whatever that experience was, it was a bunch of different, you know what I'm saying? It was just different. But every moment when I tapped into myself and I knew who I was, I felt how I wanted to, I moved as I thought intentionally, I ran into the internet, which was the new age, was the new, you know what I'm saying? It was complications with the internet. It was always complications with the internet, bro. And I just thought it was like the craziest thing. It was just some of the wildest stuff. So ultimately it rounded out to be, a very flat experience. I'd probably say I did everything that everybody expects, a college athlete to do. But at the same time, I really could care less about it. So I really don't, know how to really sum it up. And it's really not something to sum up for myself, but it is what it is. So if that means anything, if that serves anything, if that substantiates anything, man, that's what that was for me.
That means a lot. Me listening to you, like I've had a multitude of facial expressions that the people have probably seen. Like, that's crazy. Right. And I don't even think I told them, you know what I'm saying? Because we still going into it. Like, my personal thing, I've been one of those dudes that was the nasty, so to speak, regular trifling nigga. You feel what I'm saying? That trifling is probably the perfect fit word. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I was the trifling dude to where it was years ago. I thought I had herpes. You feel what I'm saying? Like, these are one of these conversations that's about to get that vulnerable. So much to the point where it wasn't like I gave her X, Y, Z. I'm gonna keep it even more real with y'all. In my time, I was just a wild boy. We'll just sum it up as that. And I messed with a lot of people women I shouldn't have met, because we in 2021, so I don't even want to say people in that alphabet community.
And that's what I'm saying, bro. I can't deal with it. I can't deal with none of that. I can't deal with none of that.
So we are type of people, like, we like to keep things flat on the surface, and damn, that's crazy. He ended up using that word flat. He said that's the way he hold on to that. Y'all hold on to that. Yeah. So within mine, and this is what I told Mike earlier, and I don't know if I told him earlier. I mean, before I talked to him earlier, I don't know if I expressed this to him before, but I'm expressing it to the open audience, and with him. Is one of the things, like, as men, we all know we kind of walk that cowardice line, right? Like, when it comes down to us getting tested and doctors and all of this other stuff, and we just pretty much going on a humbug. You know what I'm saying? We didn't mess with shorty. That thing had a little, that thing had a little bite to it, and we ain't stopped.
Right.
Thing that condom may have broke. You feel what I'm saying? That or you might have went in there raw dog, let them all. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might have just went in there like that, and you hoping and praying. You want a prayer that, like, God damn, I hope I ain't. And you may run into other few things where you may have to go to the doctor in between, but you don't know for sure because you're being a coward, as I was being. You hear me? A coward. There's no in between word for that. I was a coward. I'm up here trying to utilize other women. You hear me? Now, some women, I'm going to keep it real with y'all. Some of those women along the way, the ones that I didn't really care about, I didn't express this information with them. But some of them ones that I actually kind of saw something in, I had to build up that nerve within my inner spirit to tell them, look, shorty, I really don't know, but it could be this. And that's a scary thing. You feel what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I was one of those people. Now, thank God, I'm good. I'm good. I end up building up that courage, right? To finally end up going to get that phone call or for me to call them, right? Because if everything's good, they don't call you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when I didn't hear it, I'm still tripping. When I didn't get the call, nigga, I'm still tripping. I said, man, nigga, what's that number that I went to the place the other day, nigga? I'm about to call these motherfuckers, boy. They ain't heard nothing. I don't know nothing on the internet.
Because I'm tripping out this, man. Let me get right. Fuck life.
I'm wilding. I'm wilding.
Right.
So for anybody that's been through that experience, they go down the whole road: chlamydia, herpes, HIV, hepatitis. They go down the list. That negative.
Right.
Negative. I promise y'all, yo. I said to the lady, I said, what? The lady said, you sound surprised. Did you expect to have something? I said, yeah. I thought this shit that I seen, like, I thought this was some whole other shit. I'm only telling y'all this to say, all of us as humans have stories that we really don't want to tell that can lead us to a vulnerable spot that we have to get some release from. We got to tell this shit to some damn body. Whether it's our significant other, our queen, our earth, our whatever, our best friend, our homie, the brother. We got to get this stuff up. That's only human nature. You hear me? So I'm only prefacing what I'm saying to y'all to give King Preem, Kamari, his own sense of vulnerability, opening up to you guys. Look, come here. Hey, man, I'm up here talking about vulnerability. Look.
There we go. There we go. Look, let me get.
Tell him. Say, hey, Mike.
Hey, little mama, look. Hello. She'll look too.
You gonna smile for the game? Yeah. Can I have some kiss?
Oh,
some kiss. Some kiss.
Sweet.
All right. She said no. All right. She said no. She's out.
I love it.
But it's okay. She's back. Hold on. Are you done? Jesus Christ. Look. She's back. Can you leave? She's in. But look, I'm only saying that to say, like, we all have moments in our life. We all have moments in our life to where. My bad. She runs shit around here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. I mean, it's my child. What the fuck? But we all have things that are vices of ours. We all have things that, honestly, we really don't want to speak to anybody. You know what I'm saying? Even with what I just discussed with y'all, it was times where, unbeknownst to myself, just because I didn't know for sure, I was still telling young ladies, like, man, I think I got herpes. I got herpes.
That's major, bro, for you to speak to that.
And
like,
shout out to
like,
every young lady
with
that heard me say
major,
that.
Bro. That's major.
Shout out to every young lady that I've expressed that to, even though the times when I thought shit was shaky. Shout out to all of y'all that accepted me throughout. You hear what I'm saying? Don't take that the wrong way. I got my queen, my goddess. I don't need none of you motherfuckers to hit me up in no DMs, and I don't need that shit. I got my earth. You hear me? But
that's real, man. That's
something that us as men in this pigmentation of men, we get fearful. As courageous as we are, as much gang banging, as much shootouts, as much heroin, as much crack, as much cocaine, as much Hennessy, as much Casamigos, and all of this shit that we consume that may turn us into a fucking zombie or something that we don't even recognize when we look in the mirror. That doctor is something that, unfortunately, as black men, we try to stay away from. And then a lot of times it'd be too late. So that's my open testimony to where it could have been that, but it ain't that. You hear me, Mike? You feel like you hear me? It could have been that, but it ain't that. And shout out to everybody that accepted that, but me even getting to a point to where now I know it ain't that. And when I look back on all those other years and how much that shit kind of, I ain't even gonna say kind of, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. As much as that shit scared me straight, even just knowing I got it, even just trying to build up the fucking courage to talk about this shit, that shit takes a lot, y'all. You hear me? So the next shit we about to get into, I know is one of those type of conversations for my guy, but it ain't got nothing to do with no sexually transmitted nothing. You hear me?
Right, I was about to
This got
say, because
something to do with life.
I heard, I was dealing with some local chick. She said somebody was talking crazy about me like that, but this was after having already heard several wild, outlandish, that's the term, right? Outlandish term or circumstances I was going through, but I do want to address that one high key because I hate being pinned with that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Talk about it.
Like this age shit, right? Like I'm not like it don't matter much to me how people use my name, how they go about it.
Nah, pause. Time
but
out, God. Time out, God. Time out, God.
Go ahead.
Mike may have said that statement today, y'all. I'm letting all of y'all know Kamara care. King Preem care.
Oh, yeah.
And if any of y'all around King Preem and any of y'all niggas is talking crazy about him, Mikey G, King Preem gonna say something. And anybody that graduated with me, anybody after graduation, anybody that knows about some of the stories that J Mike was here that we gonna get into, anybody that told me those stories, Kamari, check that shit. That's a fact, Jack. And I'm gonna let any one of you niggas know. Whatever shit you niggas be talking about with my guy, I ain't never seen no parts of it.
Shit crazy.
And my guy was open enough to let me know there was something different going on. And he was also cognizant enough to let me know, but it's something different about you, bro. I don't even feel that around you. So whatever that thing is that he feels and that I felt, we gonna keep that feeling, keep going. You hear me? Yeah.
Right.
Go ahead and talk your shit, guy.
And my thing is, bro, I love the ladies, bro. I love women, bro. I do. I don't want to say I do what I do for women, but it's like they are, a part of my immune system. Like they keep me, wanting to be as clean, crisp, well off, as I can be. And I learned it's more than just the outside. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't through, trial and error and none of that shit. It was because I had learned myself and I knew who I was, that it's the inside that I want to deal well with. You know what I'm saying? I want to deal well with that. I don't want you to learn that, I died of a heart attack or cardiac arrest or having a stroke, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm doing too much or I'm doing something for the culture. Like, nah, I'm really living pure for myself so that I could enter a woman, you know what I'm saying? So I could give her, new life, you know what I'm saying? We gonna bring a refreshed life to her, you know what I'm saying? That she gonna have to deal with, because outside of me, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna still be dealing with consequences, decisions, you know what I'm saying? Thought patterns, like, I'm gonna be dealing with that, but she gonna deal with that life, you know what I'm saying? The way it's gonna kick her in, you know what I'm saying? The inside of her is gonna be toe up for whatever reason. It's crazy. I can't even go that far because my masculine journey, you know what I'm saying, don't allow me to speak on women. But ultimately, that's why I remain pure. So when I heard that, I didn't know if it was really coming from like the play with the female or if it really came from the outside sources. And that's when I was kind of at the point where I was like, yeah, I'm kind of done with, allowing my being or my person to be utilized for, rhetoric or, just casual chat. You know what I'm saying? Like that's when I was over it. It's like, we're not gonna get to that point because that's what I remain pure for. That's what I make all of the sound decisions off of. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna reproduce nothing, mild or nothing, infectious, you know what I'm saying, if it's not, good and positive and all that type of shit. So that shit had went around. I was stoked, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to you. It kind of turned me off like entirely, you know what I'm saying, from being just like cool with people, like being cordial with people. Like it ruined the relationship with being kind with with jokers or people who just talk for no reason.
Are you referring to the time where you were the same situation I was talking about? Like, are you referring to that when you were dealing with the young lady and you thought that she had something, or you thought you had something?
Nah,
is that what you were referring to?
A young lady I was dealing with, she like takes an Uber or something like that, and she met somebody she knew, and they was saying something about who she dating, and she was like, you know, she dating me or whatever, and then they like volunteered some information like, oh yeah, he's, you know, I heard he got this and that, and I'm just like, you know, like at that point in time was like, well, I can't converse with nobody at this point in time because that's wild, you know what I'm saying? That's all the way out for me, like, you know, jokingly or not, like, you know what I'm saying, like we not I can't converse with nobody at that point, you know what I'm saying? Y'all speaking on my inside as if I don't, you know what I'm saying, give that purely. But anyway, you know, so yeah, I just wanted to, you know, piggyback on the sexual orientation area of life, and, you know, kind of just see, you know, show another turning point of myself, you know what I mean? Because I'm free flowing majority of the time, but as far as that, the sexual aspect, bro, we can't live with that type of stuff. But it is what it is, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, no question. No question. I want to give this up. Like anything you want to talk about, even if it's something that I don't ask, you know what I'm saying? Something you just want to get off your spirit, something you want to get off your soul, just to free you. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm all for it. Take this opportunity to do that, God. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I love you. Listen, y'all. Kanye made a song a while ago. This ain't got shit to do with Donda and none of that shit. But he said a line in the song. He said, "You can still love your man and be manly, dog." I'm wholeheartedly in tune with that. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, that's my bro. That's my bro. Senior prom. You hear me? Senior prom. My guy was in the 10th grade. The girl he was dealing with was best friends with my cousin. And because of his and her relationship and her being cool, but hey Carla, what's up, Carla?
Hey Carla,
like yeah, Carla. But yeah, straight up though, like they all of that kind of brought us together. You see what I'm saying? So anybody that's ever had anything to say, any personal sentiment that you've had, King Print, I ain't going for it. Don't even bring that conversation around me. Like when it comes to, he's a legend. Michael Griffin is a legend. I don't care which way you guys want to slice this. We got a homie, and I'm gonna end up doing the interview. We're gonna end up doing an interview with him too. But I got a homie. We got a homie named Sim. Sim is on his super basketball tip right now, and shout out to him. I don't care what nobody say. This nigga is a reason that nigga is going so hard at that. I'm telling y'all, Sim got tired of getting his ass fucked.
You know how to do it, bro. Correctly.
Listen, y'all. Listen, y'all.
Correctly.
And I'm telling y'all, it's the same nigga that just told y'all he got ripped 3 times in a row. So this ain't no slight to the homie Sim. He's like that.
Come on.
That's what I'm telling y'all. That's what I'm getting. Come on. He is like that. So shout out to Sim. This episode, we ain't even gonna talk about the clique that we end up starting up that started the whole movement. This episode ain't about that. That's for another day, and we gonna get Mr. Mike back on here. You hear me? Bro. You hear me? But we gonna try to cover as many bases because this young man has a story to tell, and people are getting his story misconstrued because he went through a mishap and a downward slope. But I'm here to let my guy know he's a god. You hear me?
Yes, sir. Look, thank you, bro. I appreciate that.
He's a god, and y'all know I do a whole lot of joking and playing. And y'all see, ain't no smile cracked in my face. He's a god.
I feel that.
And his story, combined with whatever manifested in his life throughout his 30 plus years, is gonna impact the world. You hear me? He's 30.
Big fact. Right.
It's going to impact the world. This ain't going to impact Henry County. This ain't going to impact Prairie View. This ain't going to impact Long Beach. This ain't going to just impact Baltimore. You hear me? Shout out to 9 Yardley Court in 3509 Old Mill Road off Liberty Road in Baltimore. You hear me? This ain't got nothing to do with none of that. This is about him developing and getting this shit off his chest. So with that said, Mike, we about to jump into the most sensitive part.
Okay.
I would say we done did a lot of in between, and we're gonna go ahead and jump into what?
Nothing. I'm just talking stuff. I know I really want to put a solid face on for this, man. But I try to be free flowing and all that. But I'm here. I'm ready. I'm ready.
So we about to go ahead and get into one of the most sensitive subjects, and to help break it down for you guys, so to save him from it, the guest that we just had on here earlier, J Mike went to school with us, and he talked about Mike dribbling the ball, right? I'm sure he'll be back. Well, he'll click back in, but he talked about a situation where Mike was dribbling the ball down a road. And when he saw him dribbling that ball, that it resonated with him of who Mike is at his core. You hear me? But unfortunately, throughout the journey, Mike his origin got lost. Right? Like I don't mean his origin as far as like his family and who he is at his core, but I mean like what people know him to be, if that makes sense. So when he ended up going through this moment, I remember he was in, and we're gonna wait for him to get back in here, but I'm gonna just go ahead and try to, intervene in between time. During that time, I remember he was at Prairie View. I was kind of at a dark space in my life, but I felt better speaking to him. Right? I would call him on the regular. What's up, bro? What you on? What you doing? Hi. What's up with that college life? And there would be times I'd be on the phone with him during those same moments that he just spoke with y'all, during those Houston events, during the fraternity, such and such, and blah, 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 blah. And me being so cool with him, knowing he came from Long Beach, he's here now in Henry County, and now he's in Texas. I felt for him, right? Like I felt like he was alone, and that he needed somebody else for whatever he was going through to express that. Man, that shit about to bring me to tears. That shit crazy. But y'all hold up. Let me make sure he good. Make sure everything good to go. We live right now. I got my phone. I'm about to text him right now, y'all. But like I said, the shit almost bring me to tears or whatever. But like, I remember I would call him, when he would be at college, ask him how he doing, how's this, how's that. He never let me know the downside, right? Like, I'm not saying that to say like he kept shit from me. God damn, y'all probably saw that shit. Y'all see that? Yeah, that shit is real. That's my guy. Yeah, that's my guy, y'all. Yeah, so I don't even give a fuck. That shit bring me to an emotional moment. God, you hear what I'm saying? That's my guy. But I remember calling him, and I remember calling him, and he never expressed to me the super downsides, right? Like he talked to me about what's currently going on, whether it's the kid or basketball or his current female situation. But anytime he expressed it, he never made it seem like it was fucked up, right? Just to find out, not even from him, these are tears of joy. Don't get this fucked up like I'm sad or some shit. Like, fuck no. It never got to me until I started speaking to other people, and they was talking to me about whatever it was they were perceiving when they met him or seen him or encountered him, right? And based on what they said and based on what I felt, whatever they was depicting about him was completely fucked up in my mind. It was y'all niggas lying. That was my energy. And I didn't give a fuck. Like, you niggas lying. That ain't no nigga. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. And for us to come to this moment today, right? And now I'm able to have a platform for someone to be able to speak on as well as myself. And out of all of these people, right, that told me all of these fucking tales and stories and everything, he never flipped on me. Right? Like there was never a moment that we would have a conversation. Now, the conversation would be different, right? Like I could tell his brain was on a different frequency, but there was nothing whenever I talked to him that made him, in my mind, feel like he's off. And for that to be the little homie, the young God, with everything I feel from the Dutchtown game, from J Mike jumping in talking about the Ola game, to me thinking about Miss Paramore and fucking chemistry and his parents, and thinking about his sister fucking ate cones and dribbling it. I didn't want to fucking believe it, y'all. You hear me? To this day, what my nigga Deontay Wilder say? To this day. Yeah, you gotta throw a little jokey joke up in there. But to this day, I don't give a fuck about what none of them niggas say. Because I ain't ever seen it. And until I see it with my own two or my three, you hear me? I ain't going for that shit. So clearly you see, I done got all worked up about it, and this ain't even my motherfucking issue. But vulnerability, people. I ain't afraid to cry for you niggas. I'll slap the fuck out of one of you niggas in the midst of crying. I don't give a fuck about y'all. Fuck is you talking about? I'm him. This God body. You hear me? But I feel for my brother. You hear me? I wear that pain a little bit for my brother. I'm never gonna make it seem like I carry the burden that he carries with that shit. But I'm here to let that nigga know, because he's still in the background. I carry that burden for my bro. And I ain't letting it go. 31 plus, 15 years of knowing him. I ain't letting that shit go. And I ain't too tough, too gangster, too thugged out, too Baltimore, too whatever the fuck you niggas want to clarify this shit as. I ain't too that to be vulnerable about a nigga I love. You hear me? We gonna go ahead and bring him back in here. It's all out now. That shit is all out, so fuck these niggas. You hear me?
Yeah, we teared up. I feel you. Top tier with that shit. I appreciate it, man.
Top tier, we upstairs, bro. So with that introduction, talk to me about that shit. What happened in the narrative that people have on you from the more recent times? Where did it come from? How did it start? What happened?
Okay. For myself, I try to be appropriate and accurate and precise and place, whatever it is somebody needs, especially in my essence, whatever they need to, pretty much cross off all the lines and, check off all the boxes. So when I get to this point, it's always difficult for me, right, to even pinpoint what somebody might need or all these type of things, because through and through, and I'm gonna tell everybody continually, I have been here with myself throughout it all. Like, the shit ain't went away. Like, I haven't lost myself. I dealt with a female. She's like, "Oh, you feel like you lost yourself?" And I'm like, "Nah," and I end up losing the job to that. Which is crazy to me. Then, just the family, like, "Oh yeah, you seem like you're doing better," and I'm like, I'm really not. I'm really the same individual. It's just, I'm not really sure what people are going off of, right? Like, I don't know which person, and it's not to say I was frauding or I was around here wearing different masks and I was presenting myself as other sorts and all that type of stuff. So it's nothing to me. My thing is, I feel like I'm so a part of the times that my life is something reflective of what the media does in a major sense, right? So like, of course they like, oh well, you're not a celebrity, you're not this, that, whoop de whoop. So how can you feel like, there's a media that kind of portrays you in the wrong way? And I'm like, nigga, because I was always, what I'm saying? I was always friendly. I was always a part of other people's fucking tribes and shit like that. And I don't, like to bring up names and stuff like that because I matter to myself the most. You know what I'm saying? Like, so regardless of what they said, what they thought, or what I'm saying, how they perceived me when I walked away, that was what it was gonna be. You know what I'm saying? So when I, went down my, my downward spiral in life, it was supposed to happen. Like, given, what I'm saying, the crowds I was with and, all of that type of stuff, like, you having social media, like, life is going to get more boring, so you're going to have to find somebody to talk about. And if you're not, tied in with me and locked in with me, and I don't let nobody be locked in with me. I'm talking about, what I'm saying, even my guy right here sharing tit for me. I like you to remain free so that you could punch on me if it's necessary for you to do that. If you need, what I'm saying, if you want to show me your, that you enthralled and overjoyed with your life, I want to be able to be that gray area or that even kill that you could come to where it's like, oh well, I know at least he's not gonna talk bad about me, or he's not gonna, what I'm saying, like, make me feel like it's more than what it is. What I'm saying, I'm never that. I don't tie myself to nobody, and that's something I pride myself on. So that's where I figure, it get around to people, speaking however they wanted to speak, and it goes back to who they are and where they're at with themselves. So for me, I haven't heard anything that could destroy my character up until, what was it, 2018, when they made that statement about the AIDS or whatnot. And I'm like, I'm not even, by this time I had already went through all of the downfalls. I don't you know basically lost my life type shit. And then I started getting out, trying to work and stuff like that. And so that's when that happened, and it was like, okay, well, what now? I'm opening my ear, like, what is it that people, really have heard, or what's really affecting the people closest to me? But by this time, I'm like, everybody's aged, everybody, moving on with their life. They don't need to be worried about me any. And so I say all that to say, like, I'm still at a point where the radius or the circumference that was closest to me, that don't allow me to branch out and go farther with a good namesake, like, I have no association with it, like nothing, like, what I'm saying, like, so now it makes me think about, like, what's the worst that happened to me, what are the terrors, and I'm thinking, like, this shit happened after, the terrors in my life happened after people had spoken bad about me and talked down on me and did all of that type of shit. Because if they talking about anything in retrospect to who they were, in my life when they met me after I came back from college, I was a part of the game. Like, and my shit it's not, oh, I'm gonna act appropriate for this individual based upon where I'm at, what I'm saying, in Georgia, Henry County, or whatever the fuck. Like, nobody's gonna tell me that they timeline or whatever the fuck they do is gonna be the reason why I'm gonna better myself in life, or get worse in life. Like, none of that type of shit. So I really can't, and I really don't have no malice towards nobody, none of that shit. So I really can't relate to what people be talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really have no clue. And I try to go and I try to search and I try to find it, but it always goes back to one source, and it's a female, that I felt was stripped of me because I was talking too much on Twitter.
Hold on,
And so that's the life. That's the life for me that I
Time out, God. Hold up, God. Time out, God. Time the fuck out, God. Time the fuck out, God. All right. I'm trying to get a full understanding and tap into what
I'm
could be
trying
in
to
the
get an
viewer's mind.
understanding.
So
What's
when
the
all right,
my bad.
so my initial question was, for the sensitive part, when people say quote unquote Mike is off, right? He's thrown off, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we gonna put this in layman's terms for what I'm saying. So when the people out there like Mike is thrown off, so you're saying that some of that kind of stemmed from a female issue as well? Like, was it a female issue in Georgia? Was it a female issue in Texas? Was it a female issue in California? Like, was it just a female issue? Was it like you was hanging out with some other people that influenced you, some other shit? Was like, what was it? Because the way you speak, even right, the way that people have come to know you, they kind of say like they don't even know how to interact with you the way that they once did, right? Outside of me,
right?
So my thing is, what was it that changed that? Was it a drug? Was it a female? Was it basketball?
And that's what I'm saying, right? It was never. I don't say that I had an interaction with individuals. Like whatever they do, and, you know what I'm saying? This the part for me, right? And it's not to be like, you know, I can't, and this is the part where I can't speak in layman terms too often when it's when it's in relation to how I'm associated with individuals, because they've never come to me like you right here talking to me again, like, bro, I've heard you was off, I hear you talk off, woo woo, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is personal. You know what I'm saying? I've never got that personal matter with individuals. What I'm telling you is, if I think outside of you, Sim, Shay, Tookie, you know what I'm saying? Them is, you know, I can name drop that because I'm there with that. You feel me? I'm there with that. But everybody else is like, bro, you talking about I burned down a school? How the fuck I burned? I don't mean to curse, but you know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. So it's like the stories, I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't be apologetic about nothing that you speaking. You here to speak your truth, God. You ain't got to worry about your tongue or whatever you got going on. Speak your truth, God.
So when you talk about something closely related to, oh, well, he don't seem the same, da-da-da-da-da, whoop-de-whoop, I'm like, how'd you get to know me in 3 years when I was close? You know what I'm saying? Like, you not Jason, you know what I'm saying? You barely Willie, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got rows of niggas that I know, you know what I'm saying, are at certain degrees and certain heights within myself. So who outside of them, like, if it ain't them talking about me crazy, who talking? Like, yeah, okay, cool. It's cool. I'm related to y'all. It's cool that, you know what I'm saying, like, we spend time around, you know what I'm saying, each other, all that type of stuff. And I boo, boo, boo. Like, yeah. But when you say I'm not acting the same, are you talking about a 15-year-old from Cali, a 16-year-old from Cali, a 23-year-old, 24-year-old from fucking, you know, that just touched down in central fucking America? You know what I'm saying? I lived 4 years in central time. Like, for myself, I be trying to catch up to whatever people be talking about, because I've lived on the Pacific Coast timeline, the Eastern Coast timeline, and the fucking central, you know, Central Standard Time. Like, I've lived in 3 different time frames. You get what I'm saying? So if you talking about I ain't talking to you the same nigga, I ain't talked to the same nigga for fucking 5 years. It ain't nobody in my life that I talk to the same way for 5 years, like, consistently. With you, I met you, we talked for 3 years, and I went to a whole nother place. We had to do all our talking over the phone or in a designated time frame where I gotta come home and be like, all right, you know, let me rest and let me not think of, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm jet lagged, or, you know what I'm saying, skewed to a different, like, I've never sat in Georgia for 15 years and we conversed constantly. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't none of that rapport ever been built up with nobody. So I'm like, how anybody outside of these people to say, oh, he's speaking different? Are you telling me that I'm supposed to, like, where the fuck, in what time frame am I supposed to grow consistent? Because I'm an individual where speaking ain't it. It's about the actions, most definitely, because I gotta be where I gotta be and handle the business that I gotta be in. So what rhetoric are you talking about I need to be speaking in? What type of track we talking about? Because you're not spending a 16. You know what I'm saying? I could definitely do rap bars, nigga. Like, that's probably the issue. That's probably the reason why they feel away, because I be fucking out here rapping to niggas. Like, I don't fucking have a conversation with niggas. I be rapping, nigga. He a little off, nigga. Of course, nigga, I'm rapping, nigga. That's what stereotypical is to me, a rapper, nigga.
Peace, God.
Candy rapper. You get in the fucking, you know what I'm saying? And this is the updated candy bar. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm never into niggas live if they not trying to volunteer it, or they, you know what I'm saying, not doing whatever they doing about it. So I don't know what people be talking about when they talk about what we talked about. Like, oh, he sound off and move, like if it's the timing is off, that should be certain, because I'm from I've lived life in 2 other time zones. So timing should definitely be off. right? If you're not trying to leave me to no still water in Eastern Standard Time, what the hell are we supposed to be doing? You know what I'm saying? Like if we ain't, you know what I'm saying, reminiscing and going throwback, like who the fuck are y'all? Y'all not these niggas. How we reminiscing on something when we, you know what I'm saying, we was kicking it sparingly. Like, but my thing is I don't even move off of none of that. I don't really care about none of it. It's just the aspect where it's like I gotta relate to individuals on what basis, and that's the part that I'm not even concerned with doing. Like, I am the basis in which I operate off of. I don't care what time zone, what stereotype, what fucking influence, like that. So, you know what I'm saying? It's difficult. Like, even right now, like I'm trying to channel and put together things in my physical nature to figure out what is the point in me talking about I'm well, or I'm ready to speak commonly, or you know what I'm saying, speaking commonplace. I'm ready to like, what the fuck is, like, I don't know what the fuck it is. Like, I really am confused. But it's when I get to, you know, channels like these where it's like, okay, I could give it a complete, you know what I'm saying, consideration, and listen to it and hear for it, so that I could be like, all right, yeah, this might be it, or this is possible. So when you like, oh yeah, what did the girl do? What I say is it's a whole story for me, because maybe they don't feel that loving and warm and open and caring and kind, like, because I lost the female that I was seeing the rest of my life with. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh, it's a little off, because I'm not serving the, like I told you, I came into my life at 12, 13, 14, and I knew what life I was giving off. The quote is, notice what branches, notice what leaves, right? That's me growing as a stem of a tree and having branches reach out to certain individuals, and certain leaves permeate a certain color, green, orange, brown. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is who I was, right? So I go through it, I deal with, you know, my life, and I'm like, well, I remember reserving all of my love for this one woman that I was like, I'm for sure gonna marry this woman. Like, I'm gonna for sure be tied to this woman the rest of my life. Like, I knew it. You know what I'm saying? So, and when I say it that much, it goes into that spiritual realm and that higher realm where I can't believe that people walk around here being as pure as me, as good as me, as intentional as me, and they could joke about some shit like my whole world flipped upside down. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm dead the fuck serious. I was thinking about this girl, going like, I'm walking back to my room, like, what can I do for her? How can I show her my love? And the fucking sky flipped, my nigga. Like, this is not a fucking joke. You know what I'm saying? So this is why I keep my mouth quiet, or, you know what I'm saying, or I speak in riddle bars or all this type of shit, because I know that them cliches that was here before me might actually be true, and only for the truest ones. Like she flipped my world upside down. We know that shit was said before I was even born, bro. Her niggas, man, she turned my world upside down. What the fuck you mean? And then I walk into that shit because I'm thinking, oh, all these things. I'm like, all right, whatever, boom, boom. And then I'm talking about eyes to the sky, chest high. Okay, I'm gonna save this thought and this shit for my room. And then I watch the fucking blue sky fucking flip, bro. I can't do it. I can't. It's just, you know what I'm saying? So that's the type of shit for me where it's like, okay, now after I move off of that, right? The same individual that made me ejaculate without me entering her, and nothing, like, she laying on my chest, I'm holding her, and I, you know what I'm saying, orgasm with this woman laying on my chest, no touch, no nothing, because she's asleep, bro. She got an effect on me that ain't nobody, like, this is supernatural, bro.
Talk your mouth. Talk your talk, God. Talk your talk, God.
So now, I'm moving from that point in my life to some other stuff, and people, you know what I'm saying they can't recognize me for whatever I recognize. Like, this is where I'm like, well, I'm sure that you and I don't have a bond or a connection close enough for me to even tell you something this supernatural, and you think, and you taking it and just live your life, you know what I'm saying, regardless. You know what I'm saying? You don't love me like that. So I'm trying to figure out who are these individuals that love me this way, and saying like, oh, well, yeah, he's not the same one, without being given this story right here. The story where I'm on the basketball court for fucking practice, and I can't fucking control my erection because I'm just this crazy about somebody. how, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Wow.
I'm not, but, and this, my thing is, I know what it's tied to. So you're not gonna tell me the rest of the world is the reason why I'm acting trippy or all this type of shit. Like, I know that this woman is different for me. Like, she a whole life for me, right?
Wow.
And so I've worked all of that out. I'm doing all this shit, and now only thing I'm noticing is the loving person that I am, the warm person, because I really feel everything I possess. All the life force I possess, I really feel that shit constantly, like in temperature and in every way, bro. I'm the supreme being. So when it get to that point and people are like, oh yeah, you seem better, or like my family, like, yeah, you seem better. It's like, nah, you here for my life, because I really been about my life force my whole life. So now you talking about some, oh yeah, you're not talking the same. Duh, nigga. I'm not gonna say I felt like I was smarter than you the whole time, but I'm quite sure I was. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? And that wasn't anything that I carried around. So now we have a conversation that's all words and terms. Oh, well, you're not talking on my level. Bring it down here, or you talking around the subject. I'm like, because I'm well versed. I understand shit. Why would I talk a fucking surface bar on some shit that I'm well within? I know it in its depth. That don't make sense for you to talk of it vaguely or you know what I'm saying, generally. Like, what the fuck are you talking? And then when I do talk generally about some shit and it's off to the left, it's because I've experienced some shit you hadn't. So like, in
Oh
what
my
areas are we
God.
supposed to relate? What areas are we supposed to relate? Because I'm not even gonna come across like our typical black man would do, our typical black athlete would do, and be like, oh well, I'm arrogant enough to tell you that you ain't shit. No, I'm the warm, loving, understanding person. So if you looking for me to talk to you in depth about something, I can't do it, because I'm like, wow, I felt the effects of a true cliche. Like I've felt it. You know what I'm saying? I've seen it. Like, all of this shit is like remarkable. It's the reason why I believe in monogamy, and now the culture is talking about, oh yeah, you know, I'm saying all this polygamy is dope. Polygamy is dope. Polygamy is the way a black king is supposed to be, and I'm looking like, y'all ain't felt the y'all ain't felt the effects of a real one.
Shout out to all the real women out there. Shout out to all the women that's ready and willing to hold their nigga down and to make sure that he does not have to experience any type of mental chaos. You hear me? Do y'all hear me? To my goddesses, do you hear
Exactly.
me?
Exactly, bro. Exactly. And my shit, and that's the part, right? So when if I talk about some turmoil, it's like I'm talking about all of that. And I've done that with individuals, and they like, you know what I'm saying? They like, whoa, well, I don't really want to talk about this. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, how are you impacted? Like, how has the world impacted you? Well, the world's impacted me in a crazy sense, because I figured out that women is actually what women, you know what I'm saying, women are. Like, like I know this sounds stupid, but it's like, we always was intrigued with women. We always, you know what I'm saying, felt like we had to do something extravagant for a woman. We always had, you know what I'm saying, like, and it's not, you know what I'm saying, not to downplay it, but it was like, when I walk into a room and I see this woman's eyes, like, I get startled. You know what I'm saying? I start to I start to have to check who I am, and am I coming right? Am I coming pure? Am I coming, you know what I'm saying, vertical? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's no excuse for me to be tired when I'm looking at this woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care how much I practice, how much work I put in on the court with this woman, because I know this shit a woman, bro. I really feel like whatever I've done don't mean nothing at this standpoint. With her in front of me, and me knowing that I could get all of the goodness that the world has to offer from this source right here, bro. I like, life is in this shit. You know what I'm saying? So it was just different, bro. Like, and even now I be finding myself on some odd shit. Like I be hating, because I've never hated on women. I've always, you know what I'm saying, bigged up women. I've been a cheerleader for women. I've been a supporter of women, but now, like, you know what I'm saying, I'll be scrolling social media and I'll be talking bad about women in my mind to myself. You know what I'm saying? but it's put me in hey, I promise you, it's put me in a whole different light. And so my thing is, of course, okay, so this is that bridge. Thank you, J Mike, for showing up and showing face, because this always put me back in line. The bridge is an open individual like myself,
I'm
who
with you, God. I'm
one
listening.
wasn't open,
I'm with you.
right? Who one wasn't open to the South or Georgia for any reason other than time elapsing, right? And everybody taking a liking to me, from a sense of wonder to a sense of knowingness, which was Long Beach, California basketball. You know what I'm saying? But other people, oh, you're so smart. You sure you good at this? And what I'm saying? White people looking at me like, oh, you seem like a thug. Why are you doing well in class? And then like, what I'm saying? Like just, black people, oh, da da da, you like alternative rock. You know what I'm saying? Like just me being able to do all of that mixing shit.
Shout out to my man,
And
put me
noticing
on
like,
Maroon 5 back when I was a senior.
right, you feel me? You
My
feel me?
guy
Like
put me on
I'm
Maroon.
thorough as fuck. Like I'm thorough, you know what I'm saying, with it all. So it's like I was noticing like, okay, the older I get, the more grown I get, you gotta package it up for sure. This is why, at a low sense, stereotypes are never wrong. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta package it up at some point in time in order to share. You know what I'm saying? So when I started noticing that, what branches and what leaves, it's like, damn, do I really want to spend my life force through that idea, through that concept, through that pairing? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And so I of course, me having awareness and cognition, nigga, I started piecing shit together, creating a new route for acceptable, you know what I'm saying, cultural appropriation. Like, I really feel like I did that shit. You know what I'm saying? Especially with me being what I was. You know what I'm saying? I put on backpacks and fucking walked around and walked into different gyms across all different type of cities, nigga. Houston's, nigga, Mississippi's, nigga, Florida's, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been places, so I wanted to, hey, look, you don't have to, you know what I'm saying, look at us crazy, but you know what I'm saying, you could really show some love, really show some respect. Like I ran into racist incident where I felt more attacked by my own color than I did by white people. But that's not to say that even shaped me. That was like, okay, cool, let me check my lefts and my rights. You know what I'm saying? Like, how thorough am I as a black man? You know what I'm saying? Which kind of black man have we grown enough to have categories of black men? The same way we got, you know what I'm saying, trifling niggas and you know what I'm saying, we got names for what we do in relation to some shit. How much character or how many categories have we filled as a man with his chest high that's not gonna get shot down by his black woman, by his fucking white oppressor, and then by the wrong stare or the wrong comment said to fucking Rachel or whatever, Karen and shit, Sarah's and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sitting in that bag, like, nigga, really, like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm, okay, it's fun. I appreciate that you can make me laugh with that type of humor. Cool, you know what I'm saying? Keep it to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. Like if that's the one, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the flip side. I grew the fuck up. I started seeing my family, you know what I'm saying, with this woman. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I seen my fucking little girl run, like, in my mind, I seen the little girl that this girl gave for me running around, bro. In my mind, like in broad fucking daylight, not in no dream. You know what I'm saying? Not like not fucking sleeping and waking up like, oh, da da da. But I'm talking about, I'm sitting up, it's 1:34 in the fucking day, in the afternoon. Completely conscious, watching her in a room and our little girl running around. And I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you get that powerful? How do you sum up life that much to be able to envision some shit like that? You know what I'm saying? But I knew what I was doing. I knew, right. I love it. That look, she's so serious. She's so here. I love that jump. But
high five.
How do you
give me a high five?
How do you say that without saying that you know the life that you have? You know the life that you're looking for. So all of that. So, for me, it's like, well, clearly they're like, oh, you're cold now, Mike. You're not warm. You're not open. You're cold and closed off. And I'm just like, well, can you live with that? Oh, that's not the same Mikey. I know he wouldn't. Nigga, what the fuck? What you mean? Like, not to say that I've had a life-changing experience that's gonna alter me. It's just I give life through my words. I'm gonna speak what life I have. I can't speak warm and jolly and jovial if I'm not in that state.
Hey, God. Hey,
that's
listen,
not gonna come from me.
If that went over some of y'all head, just rewind it because it's on YouTube. Appreciate whoever just hit that like button. You caught that, right? For those, just hit the rewind button.
Like this,
you talking, God. Keep going.
But this is just me, and I just feel like I keep missing the point. Like, and it's just like how do you answer somebody? Like, how do you answer a question that isn't asked directly to you? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's what life is sort of like for us now. Like, you gotta serve a certain visual, regardless. Like, it's not even a visual. Like, I just don't understand what people be asking for because it don't make sense to me. I don't put myself out there. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I just go places. And of course you know me, but my thing is like, just like an iPhone update, I'm an update. I'm a update accordingly. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm no joker, bro. So I can't, like, what you get, it might hurt you, but that's my whole point. Like, I'm like now, how do you react? You know what I'm saying? Like, cause how are you gonna behave? Because I'm just going to be as solid as not even solid. And this why I'm working on my rhetoric. Not working on my rhetoric. It's why I got a whole chest full of fucking vocabulary words that I can't really extend to nobody because they always hit me with the, oh, you think you TI, or you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, see, this is the part where I keep, you know what I'm saying? This is where I could get more real in reality, which is get a real fucking status, Mike. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta really go after being somebody because either you on the low side highballing people or you on the high side lowballing people. Like, you tripping. But I ain't never been that. It's always been, business over here, dream over here. I'm just in the middle living life. You know what I'm saying? However, so the only thing I'm coming into is like status. And when we talk about relationships, that's just, I feel like I'm A1 with that. I know how to be in a relationship. And it's not to say I ignore people, all that type of shit. It's just, I can live with what comes and I can live with what goes. Notice what branches and notice what leaves, nigga. Period. If you really here to be an oak tree that lives thousands of years, you know what I'm saying? Like, mad humans see the same fucking tree if they go to the
hit
same
that
spot.
like button for the oak tree. Listen, y'all don't hear him. Y'all don't hear him.
Come on, bro.
This shit going all over y'all. This nigga is throwing bars.
Bro.
Y'all remember he just said he gonna give y'all some rapper bars and shit. My nigga just threw out like a whole 4-bar scheme on you niggas. Hey, Jake Mike, tap in with my nigga Chef Trez and let him know my nigga is out here barring his life away. Stop playing with my guy, yo.
That's what it is. That's what it is, bro. And so, like, yeah.
So to break the theory of people, because there's been people that saying they felt like you did some drugs. There's been people that felt like you was on heroin, crack, cocaine. It was people feeling like you got voodoo put on you. So to clear up a lot of the speculation, so to speak, it's fair to say
I like that part.
It was not a lot of these other things, that the majority of whatever it was that you were feeling that turned you into the Mike that some of these other people that you also say don't have enough rapport to even speak on it, right? But it's fair to say that it was more of a female and things you were dealing with on a love status, a matter of your heart being vulnerable, the same thing that you're willing to do right now. Because that happened to you, that's been the reason that Mr. Griffin has been so suppressed all these years, because you opened yourself up. It was about a vulnerability thing. It had nothing to do with drugs. This nigga, decided to go out on a mission with some gangster niggas and some PST. I said PST.
Right,
PTSD.
Came back around and told me to fucking act.
You feel what I'm saying? Something crazy happened. You got PTSD. So it's fair to say that it wasn't really none of that. It was more so predicated upon you being vulnerable, giving your heart to someone, and you got your whole shit flipped upside down. Is that the majority?
I mean,
we would have give a percentage. Is that at least 50%, 51%?
Because I do try to own up to it, right? If
I
want to give them the glory, right? The glory route, right? To say like that's for me to say I'm out of my mind, right? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? So if I'm perceived as somebody who had no control over what the fuck they was doing, I want you to give that to that woman, right? Like she, you know what I'm saying? Like, she is what she is. But I take responsibility for everything I did. And my whole thing was me fighting with life. Whereas when I get solid, when I get ready to move to the next level or to move through reality with intention and with these materials, life take that shit from me regardless. It don't let me have it. I felt the same thing my freshman year of high school, where the shit was like, damn, I'm ready to, you know what I'm saying? I'm ready to go in the sophomore year. I'm ready to, you know what I'm saying, to be that nigga for, in Cabrillo, Juan Rodriguez, Cabrillo and shit. I'm ready to take on this thing. I think I'm full. I'm feeling solid. And the shit like, nope, we're going to take you all the way across the other side of fucking North America. Like, you going to the South. Okay, cool. I do 3 years there. Boom, I feel solid. Whoop, de whoop.
Was
Hey,
that
I'm
a
about
culture
to
shock for you?
go back to Florida. Man, culture shock.
Was that a culture shock for you?
That shit shook up my whole life, bro. That shit shook up my whole life. Like it, but the crazy part is it felt like it was just a natural disaster, right? Like earthquakes happen in California. That's what it was. Like it was a natural disaster. So I was like, okay, cool. Let me build this shit back up. And then when I built this shit back up here, right? Right. I built this shit back up here, right? Flew my Falcon ass back close to the West Coast, right? Settled in goddamn Texas.
3-point play with the and one. If y'all didn't just catch that, he just hit the three. The nigga fouled him because he didn't have space to land, and he hit that bitch.
Gone, bro. And then the same thing happened. I got solid, ready. Whatever the world throws at me, I'm about to take that shit. I'm about to turn 21. Mind you, I hadn't turned 21 yet. I'm still 20 years old. It was March 2nd. I'm never going to forget it. I got mad because we wasn't going to the tournament. And I was like, okay, time to, you know what I'm saying, give this woman my whole focus. She got it. I love her. You know what I'm saying? My coach just told me, yeah, bro, next year it's all yours. You know, the reins is yours. Do all you got, all you can do, all this shit, right? Like giving me responsibility, all this shit. I'm like, bet. I'm really in love with this woman. I did everything I could to cleanse my palate of women for this, for this circumstance. And I'm walking, and I'm the only motherfucker on campus at this point in time. No jokes. I'm literally the only motherfucker around. And I'm like, yeah, I'm about to do this. Life grabbed me again, snatched me back up. You're not gonna do none of this. You're not gonna finish none of this. The rest of this is not gonna be for you. The rest of this world is not going to happen for you, bro. Like you're done with. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you? Yeah, it was like the rest of the world is done for you. And so that's ultimately the way to tie in this whole instant. When I say reality is mine, like I don't know how to verse it, but it's like the last 2 days I had 8 different circumstances of deja vu. Right? And once I get past those thresholds, I get beyond them, I meet reality with one of the realest niggas I've ever known, bro. You know I say this shit all the time. You are the realest nigga I know, bro. Like it's no fake, no phony shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like everything that I've gone through, everything that I've released or tried to let down or whatever strings I was pulling with myself, it's like, oh, now I got the recognition. So that's why I couldn't help but keep chuckling and laughing and, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm noticing like, okay, this is that split that people be tripping on. But if you know what a relationship is, nigga, you course your way. You course your way through the circumstance that you create. Right? So I'm on the other side and I'm listening to you and I'm hearing you like, man, hear this nigga go laughing and shit. I'm being serious. But I'm like, I can't because this is the life. We got laughter, love, and life in our shit, bro. From the core. Like I've been working hella hard on my core, bro. You got one of the nicest cores of anybody I've ever seen. Like ever, nigga. Like across the fucking globe, nigga. Like it's like how this nigga, you know what I'm saying? This what is it? And I don't even want to call you like oppressed or none of that type of shit. Just like, a nigga from the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Be so well structured, you know what I'm saying, in this core. Because it means more to me to have a great core than anything, bro. This is what helps you move. This is what helps you maneuver. And then to know that you choose to speak intellectually, positively, like, you know what I'm saying, with intent, with like purpose, nigga. Like you choose that and you don't speak none of that but from your core. You get what I'm saying? That's why people walk around here fat and telling jokes all the fucking time. They don't got nothing to fucking talk about. They don't have nothing to be intentional about. They just bullshitting and letting life give them their limits and shit. But I get through my fucking dimensions, and once I'm in the clear, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do with myself now? I'm super solid. I'm growing in my masculinity. Oh, there go King Premium. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like, forget what you got going on, bro. We got you. Life is yours. And now I'm here talking to my man. I'm talking about some real things. Life is yours. And that's the part where I'm like, I had to own up to whatever it is, because it was me choosing women. Oh yeah, I'm ready to this, and this is going to be the reason why. You know what I'm saying? Nope. Bring your ass here. You are one life. You are one person. I'm gonna take your ass from California to Georgia. You can't do nothing with that. I'm gonna take you out of Texas, take you back to Georgia, bro. You can't do that. Live your life. Be prosperous in the ways that you can be. And that's what's gonna serve you. That's what this fucking last 2 days. I'm talking about hella deja vu. Like, there's no way that this works like this. There's no way that I see these things, and when it reels back in my memory, in my psyche, in my being, it knows the time frame in which these images was taken. Like, I knew a couple of the fucking deja vus was from 3 years ago. Like, oh yeah, I remember waking up from that dream. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, this, you know what I'm saying? But this is the same powers that I'm like refuting when it's like, bro, you know, you was living your eyes wide shut. Like, I tweeted that shit on Twitter. My eyes were wide shut, bro. I know that my eyes were open, but they were shut out to the reality of the world. And I was watching a little girl walk around with the girl I was choosing the rest of my life with. Like, openly, bro. Like, not daydreaming. It wasn't in my brain. This shit was behind my eyes. My eyes were wide shut, dog. And I'm just like, you know, if I don't believe in this type of world or this type of life, you know what I'm saying? Like, life ain't gonna go nowhere for me. Like, because that's all I was doing, trying to be down, trying to handle my situations, my circumstances appropriately, accordingly. That's the one. Not appropriately, but accordingly. And when you go accordingly and you say that you tied to this world, and the world gonna cut you off whenever it please, nigga, you're doing it incorrectly, because your life is free. Though I want to last as long as a fucking oak tree, I still have the ability to roam and do freeing things. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, that's my spiel, bro. I don't know if I satisfied the question. I know, you know what I'm saying? It's still difficult to fucking tell, but, you know, it is what it is, man. I'm glad to, you know, see you on the other side of reality, man. Like, it's nice to run in this, and I wish, you know, I wasn't on this whole like, oh well, whatever's afforded to me is afforded to me, and I, you know what I'm saying, I handled this much more sound or whatever. But it is what it is. Like, it is what it is, man.
Yo, I'm nah. You definitely answered a lot of questions that, you know, the public, the general public, have wanted to know. I appreciate you for coming on and, you know, speaking these sentiments. You know, when we was on the phone ourselves, it did a lot to me. For you to say, I couldn't think of a better host to even do this with. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know it's tough. Like, I know this shit is tough, bro. I know this shit is tough, but I want you to know at the end of the day, like how I see you. You know what I'm saying? I done told you plenty of time before, like, you a god to me. You a local legend. You a Long Beach legend. You a basketball legend. Don't let none of these people try to deter. Well, G League, D League, NBA League. I don't care. You put my man up against the best of the best. I went to your AAU circuit in Macon. And you played against Seth Curry. Steph Curry, little brother. You went against Steph Curry and get that nigga by the dub. You hear me?
Right.
I seen it right next to your dad. I seen it with the Georgia Ballers. If you don't want to believe it, it was the Georgia Ballers against the North Carolina. I think they were the Tar Heels. I think the AU team was called like the Tar Heels or some shit like that. But either way, that whole thing was in Macon.
But yeah.
So we all see where some of those people, the Darren Collisons, the Seth Currys,
right, bro.
You hear me? Right? Like, these are some of the things that's a part of this man's tale that I'm here speaking on, or he's speaking on. I'm I'm just like the little, you know what I'm saying? I'm like the mascot
Curator,
right now.
bro.
Proudly.
Nah, you be curating that motherfucker, bro. You be curating
Proudly.
that shit. That should be like no other. And it'd be funny because, like, I can't channel it the way I can when I'm speaking with you, bro. And I just know where it's come from. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still be trying to figure out how is it that I ran into somebody like you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just like it was incredible, bro. And it's still, even to this point, I mean, to this day, like how, bro? Like like how, bro? Like,
don't even get too high on it, God. I feel the same way.
nah,
Like the same,
I'm
and that's the stuff that I was explaining to you earlier. Like, it's today ain't the episode for it, but as I told you earlier, we started a whole movement. You hear me? In high school, males and females that had people doing some outlandish stuff. Today ain't the episode for me to that we were doing, people. But hopefully, Mr. Griffin is willing to come back and he's willing to talk about some of those other, you know, the more jokey, lesser, you know what I'm saying? We hope to get him back with that. But we started a whole
trying to
movement.
come back more
Realistically,
for this
the idea came from him. As you see, I'm damn near like a hype man. Yeah, I'm goddamn little flavor some shit. You hear me?
Bro,
so he told me the initial idea. I took whatever I did in school and took that idea and spread that shit like wildfire. And next thing I know, males, females, whatever the group, I think Luella High School, and I'm calling out names because y'all niggas y'all gonna give us our credit. You hear me? They got some shit called like Men of Distinction. I think that's what they call the men, and they got some other shit with some females. And like for about 2 years, I think it was like the class of 2009, 2010 or something. They had like the men dressing up and like the girls dressing up and shit. That shit started from us with G Glove, and I had everybody dress up in like whatever the fuck I pretty much told them. To be honest with y'all, whatever I pretty much told everybody and told them to wear. I did that in the high school, and I told Mike, I said, man, look, like today is the moment. We not about to wait on this. Y'all here, you here? I got my star in the background. You know what I'm saying? She talking her talk, and we ain't gonna stop her. We gonna let her go ahead and get her little young knowledge off. You hear me? But in high school, me and this young man started a whole movement. A movement so much to the point to where, again, we'll go into another episode. Nigga, people end up looking for me with guns and shit from a whole nother county, a whole nother city, all types of shit because of this movement. So clearly, whatever it is, fuck me. This young man, it's something about when our spirits intertwine and when he's around me, something gets uplifted. I'm sure y'all can feel that shit through the screen. You hear me? You can nod all the fuck you want to, but you feel it. And that's the same feeling I had when I encountered him. That's the same feeling I had sleeping downstairs in that damn basement with that extra den to the right. If we up in that other room with the Bowflex off in there and the computer and everything else, and then that other room is towards the front. You hear me? We ain't gonna case the joint. We ain't even gonna say the neighborhood it's in. You hear me?
I'm just bullshit. I'm just bullshit, man.
You hear me? But what you guys are witnessing right now from him, not from me. Fuck me. From him.
I wish I was ready for you, bro.
I
wish I was ready for
I
you,
know
bro.
that he knows he has that in him. And I'm just grateful to be on that same playing field that he is. I don't give a fuck. I told y'all, I don't give a fuck what none of you niggas say. None of you, I ain't gonna say the B word because I'm trying to elevate. You hear me? None of my earth say. You hear me? I don't care what
like
none
that, huh?
My earth. You hear me? I don't care what none of y'all say. I know this man, what you was talking about earlier, I know that man to his core. A lot of these questions I was asking tonight, I already know the answer to. I already know. I just need my God. I need my young God to get that off him. You hear me? I need him to free thine self. So a man thinketh, so shall it be. I need my young God to release himself from it because I know he has something spectacular to offer the world. The world. Not just the city, Craig, the world. We top flight security in this motherfucker. My man has a story to tell. And for a lot of these times, his story has got narrated by somebody else in a different type of context. No longer. What's today? September 24th, 2021. We stopping that narrative. This is here. It's on you to click on the motherfucking link. It's on you to sit here and watch the 2 hours and 50 plus minutes that we about to have going on. It's up to you to do that. But if you truly want to know the ins and outs of this young man, this is the link for you to click. And if you know any and everybody, I'm sorry, I say any and anybody. If you know any and everybody that's been through anything like this young man has went to, a young phenom, I'm going to say it like I see it, a young phenom with a cerebral of the game like no other. I mean, to a coach's context, some Coach K, Greg Popovich type shit. You hear me? The man brain works different. And I'm thankful that he feels the openness to share that on this platform, Preme'S Podium.
Yeah.
You hear me?
Like that.
I'm happy that he's willing to come on this podium to speak his truth and to know that the platform afforded is nothing but complete authenticity, complete genuineness, and at the end, complete love. Love is the highest form of understanding. Well, understanding is the highest form of love. I said that backwards. I apologize. Understanding is the highest form of love. So think about that as I say what I just said earlier about whatever the fuck you niggas say. I understand this young man. I understand this young king. Therefore, that is the highest form of love I could possibly give to Michael Griffin. And I'm all in. Arms wide open. You hear me?
Yes, sir.
So I got one more question for you.
Yes.
I got one more question for you, bro.
I'm here for it.
With everything that's been said, with all of the things that's been cleared up tonight, all of the speculation, so forth and so forth. If you could look back at 30 plus years old Mike, and you were to look back at the 18-year-old, the 12-year-old who you say that moment hit and you really understood what basketball was. If it happens to be at 6 years old, I don't care what that moment is for you. But if you could have a flashback to self and tell yourself, this Mike talking to Mike, if you could tell yourself anything, what would you tell yourself?
Off top, bro. I always feel so arrogant, but I would definitely tell myself that I know it. like it's so hard to say, like, because I'm humble, you know what I'm saying? But it's like the only thing I wish I could have done, and I feel like it's from systemic oppression, bro, is just to tell myself, like, you know it. Like I've known it.
You're a god
for a long time.
You're a god, bro.
Hey.
Man,
Supreme
woman, child, supreme, lessons of the gods in the earth. My name is King Premium. Listen, y'all, I don't mean to interject right now. Do y'all think that my name is King Premium for no reason? Y'all thought I just like woke up one day and just like thought that was a cool name or some shit? He is I and I is he. So a man thinketh, so shall it be. Damn, that just rhymed again. But anyway, I'm that. You hear me? I'm that. Everything you could possibly think of, I'm that. And everything that you think I'm minute and small enough to be, I bet you I ain't that. And the same goes for anybody that I consider a brother of mine.
Like, whole time, like, you used to be you, and that's the part, right, where we meet, and this is where it starts for me, bro. Because every time I'm in it, and every time I think about it, every time I see it, because I'm a visual, like, nigga, my whole thing was like, quit taking ant bites, bro. Like, you are massive, bro. Like, I don't know why you don't get it? But this how it felt. And when I again, this is that right. This is that part, right? This is that part where it was like, Mike, you gotta be just as certain and just as solid so that you could watch this man, because he about to do it. And then that's when it goes to that part where I gave you a little insight on the functionality, you know what I'm saying, a little click and joint, and you let it blossom. You know what I'm saying? You bloom, like it literally took bloom from you. Like it was like, and I'm sitting behind it like, damn, this shit about to have such a ripple effect. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so crazy. Like, and it was a solidification in my knowingness. Like you already knew this. You just wanted this man to be in a particular setting, right? Because when I keep seeing it, it's like you was like on the humble and on the cool and on the, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like on the hush, like I don't really want to talk too much. I'm like, no, man. Like, like no, nigga. Like no. You got uprooted for this, bro. For this expansion. For this to happen, bro. And it was like, no way I fell into it, because that year I had made it certain for myself that I didn't care what my parents seen or what they felt. They wasn't gonna be on some, oh yeah, well if you do well you could go back to California because you got out of hand. No, it was whatever. I don't care what you're saying. I'm about to do what I got to do. I went up to the school. I got into my different courses, and when I seen you, I'm like, this nigga, this is the nigga. Like, like I'm like, this is the nigga. Like you gonna put me with a brown skin, right? You know, like I'm all about the journey to find the true brownie, right? If you don't know what a brownie is, my nigga, it's a blessing. It's a treat, my nigga. You can have this treat when you wake up in the morning. You can have it when you go to sleep. You can have it throughout the day. But a true brownie, bro, is filled with delight. It's solid. It's sweet. It's soft. You know what I'm saying? But it's tough, bro. The true brownie, right? So once I'm in the essence of my true self, a darker nigga come. Not to call you no dark skinned nigga or nothing, but I'm like, ain't no way you got me being, you know what I'm saying? I'm not about to fight with the true brownie. He like, hell no, you not about to fight with the true brownie. And we became friends. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was like, yeah. Like this, like you're not in the fight for the true brownie. You're in the journey for the true brownie, right? And it's going to all of the transcendent natures and all this type of shit. But yeah. And so when I see you rise, King, you know what I'm saying, bro? It was surreal. And even when I was on my downside and I was peeping you on social media, I'm like, this nigga's core is tremendous. Like how do you get such a tremendous core from such traumas? You know what I'm saying? Like my man speaks the truth. Like he gonna tell it. And for it to be structured so well, this is that hint of God. Like, look at what I could do throughout anything. You know what I'm saying? If you want to put it that way, I don't even want to be churchy because I just know the higher self. I feel like your religion that you adopt is only the elementary sense of high school. That's the elementary sense. It's know that you don't move freely. You know what I'm saying? But we going, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you go through, you got to go up. You got to go to your higher self. And that's when it was. It was like, damn, like Lil Mike, just know. Don't behave like, oh yeah, well maybe this person is giving me some insight that might help me, da da da. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of that stuff took time away from me. It took consideration away from me. It took attention off of myself. Like when I was in the middle of trying to stem and grow and build, you know what I'm saying, and blossom and bloom. And it was like, damn, once I got decisive, I had a true brownie with me. And it was like, yeah, we definitely gonna thug it out. We gonna be a treat for these bitches, but we ain't gonna be the softest, you know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna be softer than a cake. You know what I'm saying? You gonna feel that toughness behind this true brownie. Like it's just different. We gonna sit in your mouth like we gonna melt with them, you know, bruh. It's nothing like a true brownie, bro.
We're gonna do another episode G Glove. This whole true brownie.
Not gonna go through it.
It's hard to do with how G Glove started. I know y'all don't know what G Glove is, but we're gonna get to that episode, and we're gonna get Mr. Griffin back on here, and we're gonna talk about it. That G Glove shit had Luella High School in a frenzy. You hear me? Man, look, yeah, but
it was too real for TV, bro. It was too real for TV. But yeah, man. Yeah, bro.
I appreciate this, yo. Like, I listen, God, like, I feel what you've spoken upon tonight. You hear me? Like, I know it's real. I know it's coming from a real place. And you getting into the bag that we normally get into now when it just be like we get to go on and there's like a whole bunch of snickling and giggling. And you feel what I'm saying? So for the people, this is the natural, what we doing now. We done had our tears. We done had our, well, at least I had mine. He ain't cried, but I had mine and I don't give a fuck. Don't care, bro, because it's real. So the fact that I know I can come from a real place, the fact that I know everything within me is completely me. I'm not putting on facade to be anyone other than me.
I'm talking about
the young nigga from Baltimore, Maryland, 9 Yardley Court, 3509 Old Mill Road off of Liberty Road. You hear me? I'm him. Down the street from Ricestown Plaza. You feel what I'm saying? Westview Mall. You hear me? Mondawmin Mall, right down the street. If you ever seen The Wire, you know what time it is. Listen, anybody that's ever watched The Wire, you hear me? I didn't grow up in the projects. I ain't even gonna portray. I did not grow up in the projects. My mom was pretty okay. I mean, until we moved somewhere else and I realized maybe we weren't so okay. But we did not grow up in the projects of Baltimore City. Like people try to pretend, but where I grew up at, it was a little rough and stuff. Like I said earlier, I had to get instructions to walk places that I wanted to go to, and that's never a good place, to be in. Especially, I mean, I would never want to raise my kids.
The education before they're gonna have to pay for it now.
Hey, God, hold up, God. Hey, hold up, God, hold up. It's funny you just said that. Somebody just told me that earlier. Hold up, I'm about to show y'all my DMs. I don't need to do stuff like this.
You got it, bro.
Hold up.
I'm telling you, bro. You can't. I
don't even want y'all to think that I be lying. Hold up. I don't even think y'all can see the timeline. This is today. Somebody said, "Hey y'all, this is paid content. Y'all giving out free game. Y'all should be charging for this." That's what somebody did. If you can see that timeline, those are a whole bunch of videos I posted today that I did on my story. Talking about an encounter that I had with a young lady at Bojangles when I was trying to get a 2-piece and a biscuit. But you like that? You know that? That goes to show. Yeah, we here. And we ain't gonna try to prolong this. It's 11-something, man. Mr. Griffin, man, fuck that. Let me get off this politically correct shit. The God, my bro.
Stay in it. Exercise that bit.
My man done blessed us with his time. My man done blessed us with his time. A lot of the questions that a lot of people have had, he's gracious enough to give us those answers today. You hear me?
And I wish I could be birthday.
None of us, I'm pretty sure if all of us had a time machine, all of us would want to jump back into that motherfucker and go change something. Back then, whether it's the way people look at us, whether it's the way people we dealt with, friends, family, homies, you know what I'm saying? Whether it was incarceration, speak for me too. See what I'm saying? I done been there. You know what I'm saying? 3 hots in the cot. I done been there with that little uncomfortable ass mat, and it's cold as fuck in the jail, and they not about to change no thermostat for you, and you don't get to watch TV how you want to. You hear me? They about to tell you to bend over, hold your nuts, cough. And this man got a flashlight in your asshole. You hear me? We passed that life. We passed that life. And anything we ever do from this moment on is going to be nothing but building. So I'm glad I could be here to build with my young God. I'm glad that I could share this moment with him. I'm glad to be a part of his life, y'all. I'm glad he's a part of my life. I'm glad we have those pictures. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. I'm glad I have access to those 1,000 words. And if we're talking about the amount of pictures I got with him, we got thousands, plural, with the little sis. With the little sis and the Georgia Pearl.
I'm trying to come.
So I'm going to give my outro. This is King Preem. He is I and I is he. The night owl is on the prowl, and you already know the early bird gets the worm. You see what I'm saying? Please make sure you check your feelings at the door. You hear me? And at the end of the day, man, we just want to grow and elevate. You feel what I'm saying? Peace to the gods in the earth, man. Go ahead and give your outro, bro.
I got plenty, I got tons, but when one's done the way it is by one, you know what I'm saying? I keep quiet. I stay silent, man. All I am is thankful, and I, hope I show enough gratitude through this face, through this smile, through these eyes. But that's about it, man. I can't do it. I mean, it is what
We're
it
gonna
is.
leave
Man.
on this comment. We're gonna leave on this comment from J Mike. As y'all know, if anybody that's been tuned in, this is somebody that went to school with us. He says, "Two kings, proud of the friendship that grew into a lifetime brotherhood." That's a fact, Jack. That's a fact, Jack. All that shit I told y'all earlier about jumping off the bridge, and Mike was one of them ones. I'm jumping off. You say something crazy, I'm off. And if y'all think that that's changed, you got another thing coming.
Right. And look, because I'm about to spill.
With a smile. That's some crazy shit with a smile.
For sure, nigga.
Yeah, that's some crazy shit.
Because I'm glad to do, because you know that your bro is going to hold you steady. That's what it is. That's the business. You know what I'm saying? You can't be with nobody if they not gonna try to jump off that bridge with you. You get what I'm saying? Like, and that's anyway. You can't play it too cool and then look for high reward. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the idea, bro. Like, and you say it, and my whole thing is like, I don't want you to express it more than once. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas don't need to let that reverberate in their spirit. They shouldn't be allowed to do that, because they not true enough with themselves to have somebody else who they could have like there and be like, hey, nah, hold me back. Because he gonna know in another circumstance that you know what I'm saying, gonna go stupid for. He gonna have, hey, nah, Mike, we not gonna do that, because it's like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't. It is what it is, though. But yeah, that's that on that. That's that on that. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, bro.
You good, God. Any last
sorry,
remarks? Is there anything before we, you know what I'm saying, get off? Is there anything you want to leave the people with? Any last sentiments? Any, you know what I'm saying, anything? I'm gonna leave the last word on you.
I wish I could, man. I'm gonna stay packaged. I'm gonna stay, you know what I'm saying, well within the frame, because that's what it is for me, man. I got a lot of spills, you know what I'm saying, throughout, my journey in this life, man. I'm just trying to grow rooted, you know what I'm saying, grow large, grow massive or whatnot. So I'm gonna just stay within this confine, man. This is King Premium. This is Premium's Podium. And I don't think it's no better. So, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna keep it light, keep it easy, bro, because most definitely I can get, you know what I'm saying, bogus as hell. But yeah, it is what it is, man. Thank you for having me. Thank you for, you know what I'm saying, allowing me to speak with and, you know what I'm saying, alone, you know what I'm saying, on my ones. Because it's, that's that's what this life is, bro. If people don't know, bro, we're ushered through this life, regardless if we think so or not, bro. And, I can say that from being a super individual, super one, you know what I'm saying? And we got another one here, and he's open to, versing things with us, you know what I'm saying, curating things with us. So, everybody had a time with this man, bro, because he gonna really have you show out, bro. He gonna put you on one, man. That's what a premium podium is, nah. Let him put you up, you know what I'm saying, and do your thing, man, if you a real one, you know what I'm saying. But thank you for having me, man. Thank you for letting me speak this raw, right? Because I want to be as neat and, collared up and, you know what I'm saying, as a look over there, you know what I'm saying? That's where it's meaningful to me, you know what I'm saying? That's put in place. That's well kept. And, you allow me to come up here, be raw for 3 hours, you know what I'm saying? And still, move as I please, man. But, it's just gratification, man. I just hope I'm showing gratitude to you, man.
Good deal. Well, this is, even with it being 3 hours, man, it's no amount of time can equal up to what it is that we've experienced in the past, what it is that we feel for each other. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
right.
On that note, man, tap back in with us. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend. If you want you a good laugh, if you want you a good tear jerker, share this stream with whoever you can. And anybody that just knows him and y'all know the legend that he is, get his story out there. Because I'm tired of these false narratives. I ain't even gonna speak, but I'm tired of it. You hear me? I'm tired of it, man. So
That's a fact.
on the sake of others, and as everybody is on the sake of mental health, because y'all want to make that such a big deal, and I'm here to show and prove, like, a conversation. A lot of times, all this mental health shit people be talking about, a lot of all it takes is a fucking conversation. I got mental health, motherfuckers.
Exact. Boy.
I got trauma. I got
PTSD. I wasn't about to market.
It's just all about how you.
You niggas
But we gonna go ahead and get up
I
out of
don't
here.
think y'all
We can go. We can
right.
go. We can go all night.
Yes,
but we
sir.
gonna go ahead and get up off of here, y'all.
Yeah. That's
Y'all
what I'm like. If my man closes the door, let me go ahead and get in that bitch. Like,
peace
cut
to the
that shit out,
gods,
bro.
peace to the earth,
Right.
peace to the stars. You hear
Right.
what I'm saying? Peace to
Yeah,
my young
yeah.
God over here. You hear what I'm saying? A lot of who I am today wouldn't be what it is. My understanding of basketball wouldn't be what it is without this young man and the Griffin family. Let's throw that in there.
You gonna stop
Pop,
telling me that shit.
big bro,
You gonna stop telling me that shit.
little sis, mom.
Your
I
ass.
love y'all. I love y'all. Y'all dealt with a lot of me.
Yeah,
Y'all knew I was.
man.
Hey man, I never forget the motherfucking. Hold up. Ibizu. I think my nigga gave me a pair of Ibizu jeans. If y'all know what if you don't know what Ibizu jeans are, you ain't old enough to
We
talk
was
shit.
like that, bro.
We gonna end the show on that note. When we was up all night watching the show Hoop Dreams with Arthur Agee. You hear what I'm saying? Hoop Dream shit. Shout out to the homie. We out here, man. Ibizu's, man. Big Mike from the Wood. Nah, he ain't from Inglewood. I'm fucking with y'all. But Big Mike from Long Beach. You hear what I'm saying? King Preem. We here, man. It's a brotherhood. It's a family. It's an understanding. Understanding is the highest form of love. Or love is the highest form of understanding. So we're gonna keep it rolling like that, man. Love y'all. Hey, cuz, whenever you're ready to be back, holla back at me. Holla back at me, God. We're gonna make this thing happen, man. I love you.
Love you, man.
My God, homie. All right, yo.
All right.